The Garage is brought to you by Tom's Backhoe and Excavation Service, LLC. I just don't know what to do. I don't know what to do.
One day you'll figure it out.
Family owned and operated, servicing South Jersey with swimming pool removals, footings, foundation, demolitions, and all your exterior plumbing needs. Guys, how many times I gotta fucking tell you about the Lees, okay? Listen, blue collar, great family, okay? They'll do your excavation. If you want to reach them... If you want to reach them, hit them up at 856-786-2460. 856-786-2460. That's Tom's Backhoe and Excavation Service, LLC. I know everybody's driving right now. Like, just pronounce the word right. Shut up, okay? Just shut up. We dig the earth. Been digging it since 1994. Phila Woodcraft. That's their Instagram page. Philadelphia Woodcraft Company, custom woodworking and design, specializing in reclaimed woodworking. Where are they at? Philadelphia, PA. Where do they go? Not exactly sure their jurisdiction, but I'm pretty sure probably all around here if you reach out to Joe on their Instagram page. They do all types of custom woodwork. Hey, guys, it's fabulous work. I don't know what else you want me to tell you. We don't have shit sponsors, okay? These are people we like. We support small businesses. Hit them up on Phila, Phila, Woodcraft on Instagram. They're great guys. I don't know what else to tell you. Great woodworking, and yeah, Phila Woodcraft. Welcome to the Garage with Evan and Friends. Follow us on Podcast Garage on Instagram. You're going to want to go to mancavecomplex.com to get our shirts. I think that's what we have on there. Shirts.
Yeah, shirts, sweatshirts, t-shirts, long sleeve tees.
Anything shirts.
3/4.
Anything shirts.
Apparel.
We have no shorts.
Apparel.
We're not in the short business yet.
It's a little bit more expensive. The higher bar to cross, you get the shorts.
Yeah.
Believe it or not.
We should.
I don't know.
I didn't introduce you yet, so please, I'm going to ask you just please. To my left, as always, Mr. Ryan Rickus.
What's up?
Okay, we got a packed house. There's going to be a lot of voices you hear. There's 5 of us. Now, usually I cut everybody off. It's going to be very difficult for me not to cut off 4 other people. Who are the other 3? Let's go down the line. Miss Ivrie Meyer. Yeah. She just looked at me like, no, that's not my name. I was like, okay.
I was waiting for you to pronounce it wrong. Like, my last name was supposed
What was I supposed to say, Meyer? Meyer?
Meyer.
Yeah, Meyer. That's what I said, booty trap. Next to her, Miss Jenna Gold.
What up?
And next to her, Miss Catlyn Purdy. It's always the best part. It's the best part. Everyone's like, what do I say? Do I say hi? Thanks for having me? Do I just do hey? Yeah, Eminem over here killed it. So, kill shot. Guys, how are yous? Feel free to talk. There's a bunch of us now. We're on. Guys, that's it.
We're ready.
This is it. This is what we came here for.
We had so much to talk about before we were actually doing this.
Yeah, you guys are a little gun shy.
Because there was no pressure then. Now there's pressure.
There's a lot of pressure.
It's recorded.
Guys, we have like, I don't know, what do you think, 20,000 listening right now?
Oh, shit.
Live.
Oh, I cursed.
I'm going to cut that
Our
shit.
sponsor,
As
Tom's
if
Tobacco's going to drop us.
He cursed
What
in
the
all his
fuck?
sponsorship.
Tom's Tobacco's going to drop us. Phil, there's no cursing here.
I formally apologize.
Can we get that in
Bullshit.
writing?
This is
That'd be
going to
great.
ruin your
Yeah, I'll
political
sign it on the
career.
desk.
This is
This is
bad.
bullshit. You know that?
I'm sorry. Hold on.
So, all right, where do we want to start? Where do we start? There's
Are
3.
you gonna tell us what's in that bottle?
Yeah, I drank it.
You did. That's it's goat cum
I was
with a
gonna say-
little bit of Everclear.
Ooh.
Just a little bit, though. It's mostly goat cum.
I mean,
High in protein.
is it organic?
Well, it's not
It
a
is.
fake goat, if that's what you mean. So
I don't think that's. Oh,
Did
yeah.
the goat
Yep.
live a happy life on a
Yep.
farm where he was free to roam and he ate things
I
that
didn't kill the goat. All I did was jack him off, fill the bottle, and I went on my way.
That sounds like a happy
All right,
life for
yeah,
the goat.
that sounds
Fuck yeah.
that sounds sustainably sourced.
I'd be happy if I was just walking around in an open field. Dude jacked me off, took my semen, and then I'm gonna make drinks out of this.
How many times did it take to fill up that bottle?
One. His dick's way bigger. His dick's way bigger than mine. Actually, I had to move. I had two. I had to
Swap it out.
swoop.
Because it kept going out. So
Guys,
what a way to start off the episode.
Yeah,
This
this
is-
is really lovely.
We said we weren't going to be offensive, and then here we
yeah.
are.
Well, I mean, you had to figure that there was gonna be some offense going. Offense. Now, use our last. Use our last guess of 2000. Now, this is what's going to be tough for me. Who do I look at when I talk? Because it's just going to be
all of
Jenna.
us.
scanning.
It's the funniest if it's Jenna.
Why?
True, you might make her feel weird if you look at
At
her.
all times.
Yeah. She gets real nervous.
Yeah,
Only
before we
look
start,
at
she's
Jenna.
like,
I
my
know, I'm
palms
already
are already sweaty. So use our last guess of 2019. So I think that's an honor, but I'm just going to put that out there. I hope you guys appreciate that. We're closing out our podcast 2019 year with you three.
That's awesome.
We're honored. Yeah.
We are. Very
Thank
honest.
you.
We still have a little bit to 2020, but I mean the holidays. We'll take a break. You know.
I got
Fuck
other
it.
shit to do, you know what I mean?
We got shit to do.
This
Like,
one's
it's-
got a baby to take care of.
I
I'm
do.
saying.
Her butt's
First
rashy.
Christmas?
Ugh.
First Christmas?
First
You think he
Christmas?
wants to spend that recording a podcast?
No.
He probably does.
You could have
but
Sloan on the
gonna say,
podcast.
a
Yeah.
little
he
bit.
probably does.
She doesn't talk that well yet, but I'll get
working
her
on it.
I'll get her on.
Working on it.
She'll be a star in no time. She got a rashy butt. She
So
starts
do I,
daycare.
though. So
I always do, but I got callous now. So she starts. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Ooh, is the right response. She starts daycare Friday, which I'm sad, of course, but Chelsea's taking it a little hard. So shout out to Chelsea. This one's for her because
Aw.
Cheers to Chelsea.
she's with her all the time. Like I'm with her, but like she's always with her. She was in her. How fucking weird is that?
You have no idea, like being a woman and being like, holy shit, you can grow an actual human inside of you is the weirdest thing ever. Like,
Dude, it's so weird.
Yeah.
All I do is come in a rag and just put it back in my drawer. Girls that they can
save
grow.
it for later. I
The
guess.
girls can they pretty much have a 9-month-year-old cake
bacon.
baking. So, all types of shit's happening.
Ugh.
One day she's happy, one day she's sad. We didn't come here. None of you are pregnant. We didn't come here to talk pregnancy.
No.
We came here. Now there's a smell of wood.
It's probably
Wood in the air.
Pine tree,
Table.
It's
cedar,
Jesus walks,
It's weird.
carpenters,
I have no idea what you're talking about.
nutmeg.
nutmeg and wood, a little bit
Yeah.
of goats
Weird.
stink.
That might be me.
Did
You do smell like wood.
I'm telling you, it's not a joke.
All right, so who smells like wood? Let's just start breaking this down because people don't. All right, so
Her
Kate.
name is Crate of
Yeah,
the Woods.
so do people really call you Crate all the time, or do they just call you Kate?
Some of my friends call me Crate. It's just I have like one friend that sticks R's in words that don't have R's. That's real. I know.
Okay,
That's not even a joke. And yeah, he stuck an R in there, and then we're like Crate. It's fine.
It's close enough to
There's,
Kate.
there's worse
It's funny.
things you can be called by a close friend.
Yeah, for sure.
Look at you.
I have called you worse things than Crate.
Um,
Caitlin told me I got nicer to her this year.
Aw.
In 2019, I was
I know.
nicer
what
to Caitlin.
happened, guys?
Ivrie, can I tell the story of when we were in Cape May?
I don't remember what it is, but go for
Guys,
it. Yeah.
we can edit whatever we
Yeah.
want. So just
Uh-oh.
spill the beans. We'll figure it out later.
We were in Cape May over the summer, out drinking and partying, whatever. Kate was pretty drunk and decided to walk on the dunes, which you're obviously not allowed to do, and then got a ticket by a cop. And Kate's like crying, and I was just screaming at her like her mom and being
Because
so mean.
that's what happens. She's not supposed to do shit, and then I tell her, you're not allowed to do that. This is like our entire relationship is me being like, don't fall off the cliff, don't break your leg, like, don't cut that tree down in the forest, like, don't, like, no, don't.
You just don't
I've
everything.
never
Yes.
got a tree down.
And
Yeah.
she just doesn't listen to me.
No
And
fun,
then-
Ivrie, huh?
That's because
I
you listen
know.
to her.
Everywhere I go, she's like, "Don't climb up that."
I'm not pregnant, but I am a mother.
My mom on our trips texts her and is like, "Don't let her.
Don't let her walk on the
don't let
dunes
her-
again,
yeah,
I'm
don't
telling
let her
you.
do shit.
Yeah.
If
That-
she's walking on
alright.
the dunes.
If I had known that was the story that was gonna get told, I would have said no.
Now,
That,
were
was,
you
that was a
crying?
bad day. The cop was a dick to me, and I was wasted.
That was what made it so great. Is she
Were
was
you-
like so upset, and I was like,
He was
yeah.
like, he was
So he was
threatening-
mean that got you
he
upset,
was,
not
he was
Ivrie.
threatening more than a ticket for the dunes. Like, I don't know if you know, it's like very expensive to go walk on the dunes. It's like a big thing.
Where's the dunes?
So it wasn't
And
even,
on the shore.
I wasn't in the dunes. First of all, there's like a little trail
I'm just picturing dunes like people were dirt biking on.
No, like
like when you're
at the
in,
shore.
never
Wa-
been to the
in
shore?
When you're
Wildwood.
walking to the beach and there's like grassy hills.
Yeah, so what's
Yeah.
the big deal?
So it's protected, which I agree. Totally don't walk on the dunes. It is protected, but there was a very small trail, so I walked on it.
Allegedly, there was a very.
We'll
small
go back
That
and
she
look.
created as she was
That's
walking.
it. We're taking this
She was looking
podcast
at
on
the
the go.
trail.
We're going to Cape
Yes.
May to find out if there was a trail.
There's photographic evidence actually.
Oh,
of
guys,
the
there is.
near arrest.
I will go take a picture of that trail.
Guys, we're going to describe everybody. Ivorie's really into photography, and I was just about to call you Crate for no reason. Kate's really
Please
into.
do.
You call it
What-
great, yeah.
I mean, we're not. Maybe a half hour in. I'll start.
We'll give it
calling
time.
Crate. We'll give it time.
That's
Let's let it
fair.
soak in.
I understand.
So there's photographic evidence that there was none. You're on the dunes doing God knows what.
I like
What?
looking
Why was the cop so mean? What did he do to you that made you cry?
I guess-
How old were you? Jesus.
I wasn't crying. I know. All right.
This was like last
She's
year.
a 30-year-old woman almost, and she just does this.
Did she
stuff,
just say
like, don't
30?
do it.
She's
She's
an
not
almost.
30 yet. She's 29 as of like a few days ago.
Oh, happy birthday.
No, thanks.
Damn, you
guys.
were that old in our grade?
Yeah, I'm born in December. So
She
I'm
got
like
her
early
license
on.
first.
Are you
that was
29?
dope, yep.
Yeah.
You're
Oh, wait.
29?
Yeah.
Evan and I, we have the same birthday.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Pomona Swim Club.
You're like 4 months behind me too. So like,
I'm a baby.
Shit.
yeah, I guess that didn't really prove
No,
anything. Yeah,
I guess
sorry.
we're the babies.
Yeah,
It was
damn
just
right
a
we are.
statement
Oh, yeah,
of
yeah,
fact.
way
Which
later
is, by
than
the
me.
way, math. Like, yeah.
I don't do math.
So the cop was mad.
Either way, all right, you can look at the picture. I'm not like sobbing. My cheeks are red because I'm embarrassed and upset.
Well,
And
you were
because you
also
had
very,
been sobbing.
It's like
And
understandable. You
hammered.
were very drunk. Yeah.
So what did the cop think while you were just sitting there snapping photos of her crying in the
I mean, the
dunes?
cop was paying attention to her, and
There
not
was-
to
first of
us.
all,
We were
too,
just cackling and like making
was-
the thing.
I
out of
told
it.
And you guys
Yeah.
weren't on the dunes,
Uh-huh.
so
Yeah,
you weren't doing
exactly.
anything wrong.
We were
There's
getting
ham-
pizza like normal drunk people.
Yeah,
That's right.
Of course.
And I saw dunes and I was like, ooh, all right.
Gonna go wander over there. No, bad
It's,
idea.
there's an arcade there, and the back porch when it's
Gateway
closed
26.
is empty. Yeah, I don't know. I was like, well, I'll just go. I didn't want pizza. Let me go wander on the beach. And I took this little trail, and I came out of the trail, and they were like freaking out about fines and like misdemeanors and ticketing and like public community service or some bullcrap. Like,
Huh?
I know, and I was like, this seems extreme. And there's drunk people everywhere, and I'm like, that guy just jaywalked.
Jaywalked.
Yeah, and like,
That guy over there is also on the dunes. What the fuck?
yeah, like there's just drunk people everywhere, and they're like, this bitch right here.
yeah,
Oh.
he was just being.
And
mean.
then he was being like overly mean. Like this one cop was like, it was like, you know, and I work for a university, so like it's not a small thing for me to get actually charged with things. I would like lose my job.
Oh.
So like it was not a cool, fun thing for me. They're laughing.
It was
and
very
taking
cool and
pictures.
fun for me.
Another
Very
cop,
cool.
another bike cop comes
Obviously,
up.
you're sitting there snapping photos like
know.
fucking Peter Parker.
I know. I probably have like PTSD or whatever, and like they just think it's the funniest thing ever.
My
Especially when you're
favorite thing in
eating
the
pizza.
world is like to tell Kate like I told you so. Like I told you so. However, one day it's gonna be like, Kate, like don't go on the edge of that cliff, please, you'll die, and then she will. And then I'll
Hey,
be
honey,
like,
look at me. I'm hanging on. I'm dead.
I'm just gonna like put I told you so on her tombstone.
I give permission to that officially.
She'll probably take
the
photos on
record.
your way down.
Yeah.
There is like a real feeling that I have.
Could you
though, is,
imagine
like,
going to your funeral and know how they put up the pictures on like the TV screens of the people who passed, and you just see you putting two fingers up
like
as she's
that.
falling.
It would be like that. So like there is some real part of me that thinks like if that ever were to happen, and in the moment like when things like this are happening, I'm like, but I know she would be happy. Like she would be like, yeah, I died. That's cool.
That's
I
when you
died.
know
that
you're
way."
real friends, when you can do
Yeah.
fucked up shit even after you're dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everyone at the funeral would be like, typical. Like, freaking A.
Yeah.
Everyone would be like, Ivory did tell her.
I
It
know.
was-
Yeah,
She
yeah.
would, she
She's
would.
old.
And there
older.
was photographic evidence of
If
That
she
it.
would
wasn't
be-
wearing those wooden shoelaces, she would have had better grip around those rocks.
That's what it was, those stupid clogs that I hike in.
The cobbler. No, that's just a shoemaker. What are the clock? Yeah, you're right.
Right. See, he knows I'm right.
A cobbler could make clogs.
I don't know, maybe.
Hmm?
I watched that movie with Adam Sandler. Fucking stunk.
What the hell movie was that?
The Cobbler. He made a movie
Is
called The
that
Cobbler.
is that true?
100%. It's horrible.
I have to look it up.
It was right next to Jack and Jill. Or no, that's my boy. The worst movie ever made.
Nah, dude. Nah.
Elaborate.
Rye loves.
That's My Boy's a great movie. I don't.
That's my boy, and I think
Done.
it's the worst movie ever made.
I've never heard it. I thought you were just saying he's your boy.
No, Adam Sandler and Andy Samberg, and it's just a terrible, terrible movie.
To each their own. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, I
I
mean-
like Andy Samberg and I like Adam Sandler, so I can't see that being bad, but I also believe you.
And but it's one of those things. Like it's an Adam Sandler movie, so you got to watch it for what it is. Like,
Yeah.
It's not gonna be.
Yeah.
They weren't trying to make a fucking Emmy or Oscar nominated movie.
No, but
trying
now
to just
he
be
just
stupid.
he just did make one,
Uncut
right?
Gems.
Uncut
Yeah.
Gems,
Did
yeah.
you
Better believe
see
it.
it? Is it out?
No,
No.
I
Yeah,
haven't
it
been
came
to
out
movies in a
last.
long
It
time.
came out last week.
I want to see it real bad.
Yeah.
Kevin Garnett's out there talking shit about LeBron. Don't get me started. Don't get me started.
You could talk to us about sports all day. We know lots of things.
I can tell.
Because our specialties are falling off cliffs, woodworking, and sports.
Obviously, basketball.
All the sports.
All of it.
All of them. Yeah.
College lacrosse. I'm a big gambler when it comes to college lacrosse. So you were saying she got a better friend, or she a lot nicer this year.
Oh,
So that's gotta be a relief.
Was that this year?
You said to me recently.
No.
You've been nicer
the
to me
Kate
this
May
year.
thing was that this
Oh
year?
no, that was last year.
Okay.
That was
yeah. So this
2018.
year has been nicer. Yeah, she's been way nicer to me. Like it used to be just like one time if we're telling stories about getting drunk.
No.
Fuck yeah, we are.
No, we're not.
No, we'll
we
get
are.
into wooden spoons and photos later. I want to hear some.
Yeah, we came on here for travel. We're like, all
Yeah.
right, listen to what you.
Yeah,
fucking
you guys
did.
travel a lot, but I really want to hear some drunken stories of like.
That's probably what everybody wants to hear anyway.
Yeah, the good stuff.
Yeah.
Not that traveling's not good, but what she do.
All right, let me pick one. Hold on.
Oh,
Let me
dear.
think here.
From the endless list.
There's a list.
There is. I think my favorite one that like makes me laugh the most, not like upset the most when I look back on it, is like one year I had a party
Oh no.
when I had. But you said parties at house. You've been to
I have.
one or two.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
have photographic evidence of you at the party, at my going away party.
I
from
never
college.
denied it.
You
Hey,
were,
never
you
went
were
away,
there.
so-
Caught.
Yeah, guys.
You're caught, dude.
I never
No,
denied
you're
it.
caught.
Yeah.
I was at your house.
You were there.
I definitely once, maybe twice.
I don't remember either. It's
Me and
fine.
LaSalle showed up.
Sweet.
Shout out Ryan LaSalle.
Shout out. So I had a party, and I think this was like before the house was mine. So like,
Oh, you own the house?
long story short, it was my mom's house. She got married. She moved out. Now it's mine. End of that story. When it was my mom's house,
That was a
still
long story. Short.
Yeah.
to make a short story real short.
to make the whole like
Yeah.
9 years. But there was a period of time where like nobody was really living there, like a little bit. Like she was like long-term relationship, like going to marry my stepfather, and I was in college, so like I wasn't there that much. But like her bedroom was still there, and
They didn't take it with her.
I'm just gonna leave these walls in this.
yeah. I mean, yeah, pretty much.
What the fuck?
I know. I'm sorry in advance. So we had like a party or something, and everyone was hammered, and Ivrie ended up hammered, and I couldn't find her anywhere, and then I found her on the floor of my mom's room, but like behind the bed, so like if you were to just open the door and look, it would look like nobody's in there. But then she was back there. And she was like, fine. She was like, all right, I'm just going to be in here for a little bit. Which is like, at a party, you're hammered.
Sometimes
and
you
Yeah.
gotta take a
you
break.
just do. And I
Yeah,
was like,
let me not lay on the bed. I'll just go between the wall and the bed frame,
I like the floor.
she had a nice carpet. It was fine.
which
And-
takes effort to move the bed out off the wall and slide yourself. I got it.
Yeah, it's fine. She was relaxing.
It was a full size. It was
So-
light. Like just.
Wait, did you move the bed out?
No,
or was
no,
the
no.
bed set up
It
like
was
that?
set up like that.
Right. Yeah,
We were just gonna
Yeah,
it was
see?
fine.
It was funnier the
She
way I
wasn't
said
like,
it.
she was like,
Yeah.
get the other side of it.
Right here, yeah, I'm
Slide
just
this
gonna
down a
squeeze
It's
and
like
just
a
go
queen
between.
bed too, so yeah, it was impressive, both impressive and reasonable. And I was like, all right, cool, fine, I left.
Yeah.
Later on, I hear like Kate like yelling at me in the hallway.
I'm
This
stuck.
is so sad. I forgot
I
about
feel like it's
this.
not that sad. It's pretty great.
I don't know if I know this one.
You were there, but
Jenna's like acting like she's not even their friend. She's in the middle looking. She's like, wait,
We
what?
are building up to something that's not like
I was
really
there?
that exciting.
She's
so
not there?
it's just
yeah,
sad.
I mean, it was a party when everyone was there. I don't think it was sad at all. Ivrie like called me in and she's like, Kate, get in here. And I was like, what, like, what's wrong? And she's just like, get the fuck out of here. And I was like, you asked me to come in here. And she's like, fuck you, get out of here. And I was like, this is my house. And then like, no shoes, no purse, no nothing, bolts out of the house. Like,
Oh shit.
full.
Mind you, my parents live like 2 seconds away from her house, so
Right.
I was en route to my bed
Maybe, like-
because I was gonna throw up.
Yeah,
for sure.
but
Right.
it's
Well, I
like-
can imagine the wall's not comfortable.
It's not 2 seconds. It's like 4 whole blocks. Right?
It's like
Yeah,
it's
there
like
we go.
two.
It's not even a block in
City-
terms of cinnamons and
City
streets.
blocks.
So
It's divided.
yeah.
Anywho.
Okay, continue.
So she's running barefoot down the street.
Full frickin' speed out of my house, like just poof, like out of it, and
Jump out the window or
whi-
front door?
All the while,
Front door.
All the while yelling, which you have jumped out the window too.
It's a rancher for everybody. Don't panic.
It is a rancher.
She didn't twist an ankle.
I didn't die.
Ran out the door, and it took me a second, but like I eventually my brain caught up, and I went running too, and then I
You're
couldn't.
like, oh shit, I can catch her.
She's gone,
Hiding in the trees.
gone.
Like up the tree, like a
No,
like a
like
leopard, or
inside the
or like a
underneath
bush.
of a
Like
pine
well,
tree.
I don't know. I couldn't see her, so I just knew she left and went in the direction of her parents' house. That's it. That's all I knew.
Plenty of trees on the way.
Yes.
So
And fences.
I just went
Yards.
in the regular street route to her parents' house.
Because you were like, that's how she would go.
Yeah,
right
there's
on
the-
the street.
yeah,
One
Maybe
would
she
think
thought she
so.
was a car.
There's like this big court right before her house. It's like where like there's a V in the road and like it splits off. So I was just in the middle of that, and from like a bunch of yards combined, I just see like Ivrie come no shoes, in like a skirt covered in bicycles.
Yes, it was
It
bicycles.
was bicycles
Popular
flying out of it, just like full speed, asphalt cement, running, and I was like, Ivrie, she's like, fuck you again, like just cursing at me. Like I didn't do anything to deserve it, but I was just like, fair, okay. And she just like bolts open road, and it's like a pretty decent chunk of open road. It's like half a soccer field of open road, maybe. Just like, just going. She gets into her house like totally fine, and that was it. That was like the end of the night, and I was like, oh.
She
No.
texted you in the morning, want breakfast? Or
No, so that story continues with I got home, threw up in my tub at
Nice.
at my parents' house, fell asleep. My mom like totally cleaned it up because she's a saint. And then in the morning, I'm like, all right, gotta go back to Kate's house, find my shoes, like whatever. So I'm walking down the street and I'm looking at like the houses, and I'm like, why do these things look familiar to me? Like what? Why? I feel weird. And I'm like walking, looking at the fences, and I'm like,
All
hmm.
coming
And then I'm like,
back to me.
exactly. I'm like, why do I have like cuts and scrapes all over me? Oh yeah, like I ran through all these backyards, like over fences, through bushes. Yeah.
Little
Like, that tree
parkour.
right there looks familiar.
Yes.
I don't
Little
know.
I was
parkour
hiding
on
in
the way
that
home.
tree.
I just liked it all through all of that, fences, trees, yards.
She
Comes
just
out
remember to say fuck you.
comes
I
out
did.
the other side
Fuck
with the
you,
same
Kate.
sentiment that
Fuck
she
you,
left
Kate.
my home with, which is like, fuck you, Kate.
Yeah.
And that's like,
She was on a mission. She wanted you to know to fuck yourself.
But this
I
is
know.
that thing. This is that thing where like the person that
I told
you're,
you so.
the person that you're like closest to, you just like hate them, you know?
Well, yeah, there's like you can do like a more extreme ball, but we said that to each other before. Like when you're so close with someone, where you can do like extreme ball busting.
Yeah.
Like the shit that like you text. Some of us will text each other, but you can't say it out loud. Like you have to edit it. Like
Right.
But like it's so funny when you're just like so vulgar to one of your friends for no reason. You're like, what's up, shit face? Like just the dumbest shit ever.
Asshole face.
Yeah. You got an asshole face, huh?
That's a terrible thing to say.
Yeah, but it's hilarious because like poop comes out of assholes. I'm like, you got an asshole face, and I got diarrhea.
That's rough.
oh, jeez.
Yeah.
I feel like we've been kind of like mean to Jenna, too.
We just talk about Jenna's big butt all the time. She got a good butt.
What's
I
your
guess
Is
thought?
that
I do.
mean or?
No, in a good way.
I wasn't
I was
thinking
gonna
I was
about
gonna
that.
say that could be one of the best compliments
know.
in 2019.
Yep.
2019 is probably the year.
Well, they were talking about
Probably
being
2010
nice,
on
so.
is probably the year of the
Yeah.
butts.
Yeah, that's true.
The decade of the butts.
Jenna fits right in.
Hey
Oh.
Jenna, good job.
Thanks.
Nice job
Good for
growing
you.
that butt, Jenna.
I was thinking at that time that we swear we convinced you that chocolate milk came from brown cows.
That never happened.
She'll swear like up and down that it didn't happen, but it happened.
Brianna has even come out and said
I also did
that
say.
you guys just keep
That it didn't
saying.
No.
No.
Brianna says it didn't happen.
Yeah,
Is
because
that
it
what you're-
didn't.
Shout out Brianna.
I know. Sorry, Brie.
This
Yeah.
one's for you.
Shout
I'll
out
pour
to
one
Brie.
out.
Shout
I'll
out
pour
to
one out for the
Brie.
homie.
She's
I heard she
probably
didn't
like
wanna come.
Shout out
she's
to-
probably out there just like birthing babies and stuff. Like not her,
Yeah,
but like, like
yeah,
she's,
yeah.
you know.
She's bringing children into the world.
No,
Yeah.
she's doing God's work.
Yeah.
All right, let's get down to shit.
I
Then
was
we'll
gonna
get
say, are you
back-
gonna talk about religion now?
Yeah, this is where the religion beat comes in.
No, I wasn't gonna bring up religion. I was gonna talk about your guys
I
traveling
just
Okay.
noticed.
and your
I
woodworking.
just noticed that you have a Buddha behind you, though. So
Yeah.
is that like?
Why do you think I'm always happy?
rubbing?
I have one.
rubbing the
He's
belly?
tattooed on my arm too. Excuse me. Thank you.
Bless you.
Thank you. All right. Where should we start traveling? Wood, picture. Well, first of all, the way you guys operate works well because you're really into photos, so that probably goes great with traveling. No,
Correct.
you make
Fair.
campfires out of wood. You're. Can we explain your
talk
obsession
about-
with
yeah.
wood?
Let's talk about Crate of the Woods.
Great. Yeah, we'll plug it. Crate of the Woods is my Instagram handle. It's also my like side Etsy thing. I like making spoons. I started doing it for funsies.
Yeah, where's that come from? I was
Do you guys remember Sam Giovanetti?
sure.
Shout out. Oh, cool. He like lived in a teepee in North Carolina on the side of a mountain for like a couple years. And
I mean, you can't just gloss over that.
that's about it. He just did
Like, was he a mountain goat? What the
Oh no,
fuck
no, no!
happened that he ended up
went,
on the
He
side?
went to the university just at the bottom, at the, like the base of the mountain. So instead of like renting a dorm or something like that, this man who owns a farm on the side of the mountain, a permaculture farm, he allowed him to build a teepee on the farm and occasionally help out on the farm and then live there like free of rent. Like they like built a bathroom. They had running water. It was like not like a crappy experience. It was luxurious.
Right,
like,
because when you say teepee, you're like
no, like a nice like there was
Right,
there
just
was
a piece of cloth.
there was
wrapped around
a-
like
couple
a-
some
one
construction
pole.
paper stapled
Yeah.
at the top.
it was legit. He took
Popsicle
he took
sticks?
some what's like a metalworking class, like a welding class, and he
Yeah.
made himself like a wood burning stove and like lined the whole floor with pellets. There was a bed and a kitchen. Like it was legit.
Oh my god, he
And,
probably got so much ass in that teepee.
Well, he had
Hey
a
girl,
girlfriend.
come back to my TP.
I
He
did.
had a girlfriend, okay?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Her
whatever.
name was Aubrey Jones. Do you know her too?
No.
It could have been.
she's great too.
She was from our grade. She's an angel.
yeah,
Oh yeah. Shout out Aubrey.
yeah. She's up in Portland, Maine now. She's all right. Fun fact.
What the
Anywho,
fuck
I
did you
don't
go to
know.
Maine for?
Cool
Portland,
things.
Maine's pretty cool. I
Yeah.
like it up there.
Rocky
Talking
Coast,
about
beautiful
traveling.
boat towns, and
Excuse me, keep going.
Bye.
you going to Maine?
No, he's got to pee. He said it earlier.
Go ahead.
Okay.
So you're saying,
Ryan, you better carry on the conversation.
yeah.
Oh,
No,
alright.
so he lives on
Okay.
the side
Oh,
of
yeah,
the
right,
mountain.
right, yeah. So he got like really into like making his own things, and he learned woodworking, and he started making spoons, and he brought a couple home one time, and I was like, oh damn, that's cool. I could totally definitely do that. And this was like literally, this was 2019, like almost 6 years ago. In this January, it'll be 6 years ago that I started doing just like trying to make spoons. I don't know why. Like, you ever see something that's like cool and you're like, like when you first saw photography.
Yeah, but see, this is the thing about Kate. Like, it's really annoying that like anything she like wants to do, she can just do it. So like, I was like, oh, like I take photos. Okay, let's go on these trips. And she's like, I kind of want to do that. And then like she's better than me. Like she's everything she wants to do. She'll just like learn beautiful calligraphy, like fucking anything. And she's a
just bullshit.
she's a scientist for work. So like she's smart. And then like
She's
you can
smart,
just
but
do-
she didn't pass her driving test.
That's
in
true.
high
We all
school.
passed our driver's test.
I
and
did fail
Kate
that.
Failed her driver's test.
If it
The
comes,
written part or the
The
actual
written-
driver's
The,
written
written,
part.
the written part.
I was gonna say
Okay.
you've said this.
That was
to-
like the highlight of high
That was the
school
best
for
thing
me.
that ever happened to me.
That's
Oh yeah, you
that's
think you're
unfortunate.
smart?
it literally, and then like you've introduced me to strangers that I am the dumbest smart person you've ever met.
I
Yeah,
don't
well,
say
there's
the
plenty of
dumbest
those
smart
going
person.
around.
I say Kate is so smart, but she has no
Common sense.
Yeah, that's like that's
Fair.
usually how.
Yep.
how
I don't
Yeah,
describe
that's
you as
Kate.
dumb. You are very intelligent, but you have zero common sense.
That's fair. I'll take that.
Yeah, nobody who makes spoons is dumb.
I know. That's yeah.
So
I
do you
didn't
make
think
a
that was
spoon-
gonna be a compliment. Well, anyway, yeah, it's fine.
You make the
It
spoon
was.
you make it from like one solid piece of wood.
So I do a couple different things. There's this shout out Ramsey Cabinet Makers. Am I allowed?
But of course, do whatever you
Plug
want.
everybody.
They don't pay me. They don't do anything. They literally just they have like scrap wood from if it has any like where like a piece of wood will have like a dark bit and a light bit and it's where they meet. It's like where heart and sapwood meet. A lot of people don't want that I guess in their cabinets. I would love it, but fair enough.
Yeah, people are snobby.
I know.
Well, I think it also depends. Like, are you just gonna have one change of
Yeah,
color?
yeah,
You're gonna
yeah,
be like,
right.
what the fuck?
Yeah.
Defects-
If it's all
And you
over
don't want
the
a fucking
place,
knot of wood in
Yeah,
the middle. You're like,
yeah.
I mean,
Any-
no, I get it.
if it's all over the place, you might
Defective
like it,
wood
but-
goes
Yeah.
to Caitlin.
Cut off wood. They let me pick through their scrap pile. And it's usually like really nice, like walnut, sapali. I don't know if I pronounced that right. I've never learned a lot about woodworking for real.
Sure.
I know it's really.
No, I'm
Super
mentioning.
interesting.
You think I'm making fun of you? I'm not.
You're like looking at a computer.
I'm gonna
screen.
bring up. I'm gonna bring up wood. We
Yeah, you can
searched
see
it
how
with and
much.
stuff.
They just like let me pick through their stockpile, and I whittle things out of wood, and that's
So like
about it.
whenever we are traveling somewhere, if we're talking about travel,
Yeah, let's get
Caitlin
into-
cuts things down in the woods and then illegally brings them back to the United States.
Ooh.
You can't say that on the air. It
Allegedly.
wasn't, it wasn't illegal.
She
Wait,
okay, so in Canada, she cuts down trees and hides them in the trunk of the car, and then we tell the people at the border, like, no, there's no trees in here.
I have a
And
lit
then
leg.
when
It's
we
like-
came,
Specifically.
You gotta edit that out.
No
That's not what I
listen,
do.
Listen, border guard, there's no trees in your car. And then when
Yeah,
we went,
you're not smuggling fentanyl into the country here.
We have a
When
bunch
we-
of illegal shit, but there's definitely no
There's no
trees.
trees in here.
Do not look in
I
the
mean,
trunk.
it's the thing. You can't bring back like vegetables and stuff. Like
I know,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
When we were
Well,
in Canada,
the
we had to
trees
throw out
make
all the
sense. You
food.
don't want woolly. There's the whole woolly beetle thing.
Yo, lanternflies.
Sure, that's
Kate's probably the reason why lanternflies
Lanternflies
are
are
here.
No,
Kate's fault.
First of all, I get kiln dried wood.
You're bringing down the whole
All right.
ecosystem.
But anyway, in Norway, it was like, okay, I'm going to bring home logs. I'm going to cut down these logs in the forest. And I'm like, you can't fly them home on a plane. So on our,
Norway?
She's got,
on
she's
our,
got a huge log over her shoulder.
on our,
She's like,
pretty
"Wait,
much.
do I
A
check
travel.
this,
So, like,
She
or-"
brings the travel golf case and she just starts putting sticks in it.
We get to the
Oh.
Airbnb and she's just like sitting on the floor like whittling like these logs as fast as she can to get them in like the general shape of a spoon, because then like you're bringing them home and you're just like, no, it's a spoon.
This is a spoon. What are you
Yeah.
talking about?
Got
So
it.
she
It's a
brought
good
them
shot.
home. She's got Norwegian spoons now.
I
There you
did.
go.
Those
All
It's
right.
also funny that Kate can travel getting wood through the borders, but when we went to Seattle this year, she got stopped in security for a water bottle and had to go all the way back through. Which
I
was
forgot
pretty
to empty my
embarrassing.
Nalgene.
All right, let's get into traveling then.
Yeah.
Well, hold on. The wood. It's so you cut it all down from one piece of wood.
It depends. So I have found wood in the woods. That does occasionally happen where I'm just like that's a nice ass log and like I'll take it home.
Yo, that log right there.
I know.
Woo!
And like I do talk about it like that too because like it is very boring for other people to hear about. So I try to like spice it up, be like, yo, that's a fucking sick log, and like
Yeah.
make it sound cool, but like no, it's not. That's
You
just
see those knots?
yeah.
Mm.
They're just like no, that's a piece of wood. Like nobody cares. So
That's how a lot of people can look at anything, though.
yeah.
Like some people look at some shit, they're like, "Oh, that's boring." And then you're just like, "Dude, but like, look at the layers.
Yeah.
Wood is like ogres.
Exactly.
They have layers."
Shrek.
Shrek. If
Great.
I can squeeze in a Shrek,
Shout out Shrek.
a little Shrek reference every once in a while. All right, so you're in the wood.
Yeah.
Traveling wise. So
Yes.
how the hell? Well, this is probably a stupid question to ask, but like, how did you guys just start like? Because you looking at your guys' Instagram, you guys have been like all over the fucking place.
Thank you.
But I'm saying like, it'd be stupid for me to be like, oh, how'd you guys get into traveling? Obviously, the answer is like, oh, you just want to explore the world and whatnot. But like, when did you guys start? You're like, all right, we're doing this. Did you like go anywhere in high school, or was it after high
Yeah.
school, or is it?
I think it was our senior trip when everybody went to Florida. Ivrie and I went hiking instead and camping in North Jersey. And so like before that was like our senior year, I guess. Did that happen?
The senior year.
Yeah.
The senior
Yeah,
trip
yeah.
happened in the senior year.
So I had
yeah.
never done any like hiking, traveling, outdoors, nothing before then. That
Jenna,
was
did you go to Florida?
I did.
Cheerleader.
Cheerleader.
Cheer. I didn't go to Florida.
Well,
did.
I went to Florida
Pirates!
because all of them kept saying like, no, we're gonna plan our own trip, but I didn't have trust in them, so I was like, I'm
That's
just
fair.
gonna stay safe
missed
and go
out,
to
loser.
Florida.
I stayed home and played PlayStation. What else is new?
Oh, you should have came with us.
I should have. You guys were in TV production. I was like failing my math test, but I didn't know how to connect the wires.
I probably failed my math test for too, but
All right, so first trip was looking for the Jersey Devil up north.
Yeah.
What happened?
We just like went camping and I was like, oh, this is rad. Why have I never done this before?
Mm-hmm.
I created a monster.
I know.
Yeah,
It's
apparently I can't
fully
wait.
her fault. And then we just like traveled all. We started going to anywhere we could, like local, which there's some pretty decent. Like if you go like 2 hours north, it's like nice up there.
Oh yeah, we're
for
definitely in a
sure.
decent area. I mean, like it's all city here, but like obviously the woods. Like New York has a huge population for the city, but like the state of New York has all types of shit. The Poconos, and then obviously you start going on. I drove to Vermont to Mason's fucking house.
Love Vermont.
Vermont's nice.
I love Mason.
Mason's cool too.
Babe.
A piece of shit. But no, so going to Vermont was like okay getting there because you're excited going. Way too long. When you're driving and you look to the right and there's a sign that says Montreal, you're
Ooh, a ghost. A ghost.
I think
The
it's
ghost. The ghost is a big fan of Montreal.
No,
Guys,
it
he's
is.
A
here.
ghost wants to go to Montreal.
Yeah, for
He's
sure.
here. And then I seen a sign for Montreal. I was like, well, I was driving with TJ Lee. I said, we're clearly too far. We're too far from New Jersey. This isn't. I don't accept this. But Vermont was okay on the way back. Kill me. I would literally, if someone was like, would you eat horse shit, not even hitting the floor, like stand under the horse's ass and let it shit
Fresh
on your
pot
face
horse shit.
for this to just be like 4 hours less driving? I would say do it. Just do
See,
it.
so
But you just don't like
Yes.
the getting there.
on our
You
way
have to
here,
ex-
Jenna mentioned, avid listener to this podcast, that you don't like
Shout out, Jenna.
traveling.
No, you guys are all avid listeners, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
Thank you.
every episode. I listened to you on my last road trip.
Holla.
I did.
All right, well, this
And
isn't
then
about.
the
Yeah.
time goes slow as hell.
Yeah,
doesn't
it was like,
This
oh my
is-
God, get
so
me out of
the
the
so the
car.
issue with you is that you just don't like the getting there, but it's
Being there.
but
Well, all
being there is what's worth it.
Well, getting there. Well, I do like the journey more than like getting there is always exciting. Like when we do anything like golf trips and shit, you're like, oh, this is so fun. Getting home is depressed. I get like depressed easily. I'm like, this sucks. But like, I've never been anywhere where I'm like, I'm missing this. Like I've never been anywhere. I was like, oh, I'm so happy I seen this.
That's really sad.
Have you left
have
the
you
country?
have you left the country?
Where have I gone out of the? I've been to Canada, which is the same as the U.S.
Which
just the
Where in
people are
Canada?
nice.
Where?
Hold on.
Yeah. Where in Canada?
You've offended both of us.
Toronto.
Toronto's so like American though, but if you go to Quebec, like Montreal, it's French as shit, and it feels like a different like world.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Why would I want to walk around a bunch of French people?
Why not?
Have you had poutine?
Dude.
Now, I'm gonna need you to define that word because
Do you really not know what it is?
poutine.
Oh my god. Yeah.
It's like fries with gravy and stuff, right?
Yeah, I mean it's
You
like
can get it-
some
you can
form
get
of
it nicer than
potato
that.
with gravy, like a beef
Okay.
gravy, and then
Cheese
cheese curd,
curds.
which you think like sounds gross and is
No, I'm
amazing.
into cheese and dairy and shit.
Yeah, it's like, you know, when here in Philly, when you go out drinking at the end of the night, when you're like, before you go home, you want a cheesesteak.
yeah.
It's like that. Yeah.
It's like that, but they have poutine.
But also that's a thing in New Jersey, and they are called disco fries.
oh,
Not as
that-
good. Not as good.
Come on, dude.
Don't they
Not
have
close.
something
We-
like that at the
if you-
jug?
If there's two dudes that know about disco fries,
You
then I've been obviously like islands.
Okay. Yeah.
Never been.
I've never been to an island. Yeah.
Wait, no. Well,
Okay. Have we been to an island?
Ireland is an island.
Oh, okay. So we
Been
went
to
to an island.
Mexico.
Yeah, but
Punta
you've just been
Cana.
on like resorts.
Of course, you don't leave the resort. They tell
So
you
that
that.
you-
don't leave.
you gotta go
Hey,
somewhere.
Everybody knows you
They
don't leave
sit
the
everyone
resort.
down, and they said,
Jenna,
"Don't you
Jenna,
fucking
have
leave
you
the
been
resort."
to a resort?
I have.
Where did
What-
you go?
Mexico and last year or 2 years ago into Punta Cana
Yeah.
for my
That's
cousin's
nice.
wedding, so it was nice.
Yeah, I'm going back to Mexico.
But
for
when
my
you're
beau's
on a
wedding.
resort like that, it's nice and it's a nice vacation, but
all resorts are
it's
the
just
same.
like you're in America, but like partying the whole time, and
On a
I don't
beach?
know.
That all sounds
It's
good.
not
I
the
Yeah.
no,
don't
it's
complain.
Yeah, sign me up.
Yeah.
it's like
They
awesome.
water down the alcohol.
But it's not the same. I mean, I've never been to Mexico or anywhere like that off a resort. But if you're leaving the country,
I think that's the only places I left the country. Yeah, I never been to like Europe or anything like that. But what were we getting at? Why'd you guys ask me that?
We just
'Cause
want
you
to
don't
know
like to
about
travel.
you.
Why?
Oh yeah, I
like,
traveled
why
across.
don't you like to travel?
This is actually our podcast now. And we
Yeah,
ask
we're
questions.
interviewing
No, that's
you.
fine. People usually don't ask us questions. Why don't I like Rye, you like traveling, right?
Yeah, I want to travel. I just haven't been anywhere.
Where'd
little
you
bit
Where'd
different.
you want to go?
I want to go everywhere.
Oh,
Wherever you
come
guys
on, give
been.
me a real answer.
Where-
Where's
you guys been?
where's your family heritage?
That's like
Ireland.
that's my
like
travel.
Lithuania. Yeah.
Really?
Sick.
Yeah,
You should
I mean,
go.
we're super white, so
Yeah, but that would be so cool.
If you listen to
Yeah,
their
for
playlist,
sure.
you would never know. His family playlist is
Well,
they're all
listen,
from
he
Detroit.
comes from a line of DJs. Okay,
Yeah.
I know
That's
about DJ
right.
Rickus.
that's
Yeah,
right.
we're
Yeah.
rocking with the Rickuses.
Yeah.
That's right.
Is that how you guys like started? Like you're like, oh, let's look at our heritage. Because you know what? Maybe that's my problem. Like I don't really give a shit.
Yeah,
So-
I
So
kind of
when we-
agree. Like
when
I would
we-
go to those places
'Cause,
just
all right.
to see them.
Yeah.
All right.
But like not because I'd be like, this is where my
Yeah.
ancestors are
Well,
from.
when
Now-
we went to like Norway, we met these kids at like a club, and they were like, "What? Why are you like here? Of all places, why are you here?" And I'm like, "This is like where my like heritage is. You know, this is like where my
I did
ancestors came
23
from."
and
And they're like,
and they said come here.
"Yeah," and they're like, "So what?" I'm like, "But that's
Right.
not like everybody in America came from somewhere else. So like, don't you want to know where you came from?" And they're just like, "I don't get it." I'm like, I don't
Well,
know.
that's where I kind of think like, all right, I'll appreciate it. Like I'm not gonna disrespect like the ancestry family tree. I haven't looked into it. I don't like I said like I don't give a shit. But like I know my mom's side's Italian and my dad is from Canada. They're all born in Canada, and so that's why we like did a little bit of Canada
You've
shit.
been to the homeland.
No, well he's from Newfoundland and that's way too
Ah,
far for me to
oh,
go.
Even cooler.
I've been close.
I'll never.
We drove.
Why?
It's not that
Why
bad.
not?
Well, here's the thing. Okay, first of all, if I'm going on vacation, I'm going to somewhere that's going to be fun. Don't tell me Newfoundland's fun because it's not.
I mean, if you like falling off cliffs like Kate, probably.
Yeah, I was gonna say like
Right, because
probably
like
a very different definition.
like
of
a good
fun.
vacation for me and Chelsea is like, oh, we're going down the shore and we're just going to drink and have fun. Like I want to go and relax. Not saying hiking's not fun and shit, but like
Well, you like what you like.
I like what I like.
Yeah.
I mean, traveling in the U.S. sounds a lot better than to me, but there's
Well,
there's
that's-
definitely places I would want to go.
But
Like
that's the thing about like the U.S. is like, and I think we forget that, like especially with us, we're like we got to go somewhere far, but like I'll never forget like going to Las Vegas for the first time and then seeing like Red Rock. I'm like, this is where I live. This is America. Like this is so different from where we live, and it's right here. Like
America's huge.
yeah, and it's so different all over.
Yeah, like Colorado. I wouldn't mind going to Colorado. Louisiana's a dump. I would never go back there.
Colorado is amazing.
Yeah,
So red
I
out
feel
there.
it's probably a little populated because everyone wants to go there and smoke weed.
Dude.
But like
Dude.
Utah's probably nice. I'm sure there's great places all over the place, but like I don't know.
Well, the
maybe
problem is like, how are you gonna get there?
Yeah, you seem to not like the getting there part.
Like you can't.
Do you,
You
fly
don't want
well?
to. You don't want to fly.
I mean, if I had to pick anything, it would
You don't
definitely be
wanna
flying. Driving for multiple hours is miserable to me.
We have an all right time.
Right, but that's what I'm saying.
Kate's
like
a good road trip partner.
even to get to Vegas, it's 5 hours. Like you got to get to the airport early.
Yeah.
You're sitting there for 2 hours.
Yeah.
And then you're in the plane for 5 hours. Then you gotta wait for your bags, and then you gotta.
Yeah,
drive to
airports definitely aren't fun.
it's gonna take you 8 hours.
Yeah.
Jenna,
Like,
how do you feel about the airport?
Are you ever going to get through that?
I don't really mind the airport.
Except for when
I mean,
get
I don't
stopped.
think anyone really enjoys flying.
Like
but,
I imagine California's beautiful. Have any of you been there?
yeah.
I
was just
imagine
there.
it's beautiful. Why wouldn't it be? Everybody wants to live there. Of course, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
I went to. Well, I guess it depends where you go in California. I've only been
Third
to.
largest state. Yeah, it's huge.
I've only been to LA,
Second?
and I kind of hated it.
Populated.
It was just very superficial.
Yeah,
Right, like
that's
I don't
how-
need to hear
yeah.
vegans. Everybody has a nice body. Like I get it, guys. You never know when the next commercial might hit.
Like,
But let's be real here.
I went to a club, and the girl that I was visiting, I mean, she's a very beautiful girl and knows people and knows promoters.
Everybody knows
And
somebody,
we go,
right?
yeah, we go to this club where we skip the line. There's a long line, but then you go inside. There's no one in there. I was like, why the fuck is there a line outside to make it like look cool?
Yeah, exactly.
And then it's just everyone like waiting for like bottle service and like hanging
No,
out.
see-
But like I feel like somewhere here like on the East Coast, like people are way more relaxed and like don't give a shit, just like want to have fun. Where in LA, everyone's just like
They want to be
trying
somebody.
to be somebody or look cool,
An
and it's like
I was going to say, I
no
think
one
it's more
gives
about
a
the
shit.
image.
Yeah,
Persona.
yeah.
I like that. I don't have good words, but that was I felt
Busting
like
out
that
the
one.
big vocab.
I felt like that one fit perfectly. But yeah, no, I'm not against travel. It's just I've never been anywhere.
But that's
No.
what I'm saying. How would you get anywhere? Like if you don't want to fly and you don't want to drive.
I would like love a
You have a-
social experiment of like me and Kate taking you somewhere.
Right? No, dude. I'm not saying that like I'd be miserable. Like I have a good time
Mm-hmm.
everywhere I go. Like we'll party, we'll drink, we'll do whatever. But like, it's definitely all the nonsense of everything else. Where I'm just like, nah.
You just gotta streamline it and plan to be on your phone the whole time. Like you just gotta be like, all right, I've got a 5-hour flight, and I gotta be at the airport 3 hours before I leave, and probably an hour and a half before I get there. Download
I
crap
got
on
3
Netflix.
movies. I got 36 shows
yeah,
I can
yeah.
watch.
Streamline it so you're just like brain shut down. Get your plane ticket, show it to whoever wants to see it, take an Uber everywhere, and just like shut it down. All your phone, nothing else, and like or music or podcasts. There you go.
Yo,
You can
shout
listen
out,
to your own
shout out
voice.
to
Listen
Garage.
to your own voice. If you just
What
like
a
It's
nightmare
a
it is
great
listening to.
podcast to listen to when
Yeah.
you're traveling.
Yeah.
yeah, so like just shut everything down, and then it's just like, all right, I have a full day where I don't have to talk to anyone else other than whoever wants to see my plane ticket. That's it.
All right. Enough of why I hate traveling. I want to hear good stories, and then maybe you guys will convince me.
All right.
So, you went up looking for the Jersey Devil, and then you're like, all right, this is dope. We like camping. How did that turn into you guys ending up in Norway? Oh, you were saying you were doing ancestry and shit.
Well, I think where's the first place you went? Italy? Out of the country.
Oh, out of the country, I went to Ireland.
So
Which
I
isn't that
went-
far, right?
No, that's.
It's-
I mean, going
yeah.
to Ireland's
It's like
pretty dang
no,
New
it's
York
like
to
8
Ireland is what?
It's like 7, 8.
It's
I
like
could-
7 or 8 hours.
Yeah. So
No,
I
it's
Saying
your
plus a
flights
couple
were
hours
set-
sitting at
our
the-
flight
That's a
was-
lot further
To
than
get
I
to
thought.
Ireland? Yeah, it is.
It's like 7.
It's like
No, no, no,
Again,
no.
I shut down. so.
England is like 7, 8.
Kate's
Ireland
plane was a
is
lot
like
faster
7,
than your guys.
6.
Google it.
Yeah, I think the
Flight
mouse is
time
broke,
to Ireland,
Shannon Island.
specifically.
Closer.
but- And
Yeah.
you left to from New York?
Yeah, JFK.
Okay, so I got to drive to New York. Fucking
We
kill
had
me.
we had drivers.
Our Poober.
Our
Pat.
Pat Uber.
Our Pat
drove
Uber.
us.
Shout out Pat.
So I have
He
family.
must make a lot of money from you guys.
my
Yeah.
grandma, my grandma did pay him.
I was gonna
There
say
you
for
go.
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
he did get paid for that. Well, he had to go to JFK. That's like a nightmare.
Yeah.
Oh, Brandon
who-
had to pick me up from JFK. I didn't pay him shit.
You were like, no,
Nice.
pick me the fuck up.
Yeah. He just
Good to have a
owes me a
brother.
lot in life. Anyway.
So I have family that lives in England, and that's like where I went for the first time. So that was like 2011. I went with my grandfather to like visit my cousins and aunt and uncle, and then
Solid excuse to start.
yeah, you
Like,
know.
all right, well, let's
Yeah.
go somewhere that
Well,
we know
they
somebody.
wanted my grandfather to come over, so they were like, "You can
Fuck.
take him," and I was
Yeah.
like, "Okay." So we had a
Thank
grand
you.
adventure. Yeah, it was nice. It's a nice memory to have. But that was like the first time I went out of the country for any reason. And my uncle and my aunt, one of my other aunts,
Dude.
not the one that's married to him, have like, they had like the idea to like, you need to get on a plane. You need to see the world. You need to travel. Like you got to get out. So like, we'll fly you here. So like,
Done.
yeah, like
Done.
all right, sign me up. Like I'll come.
Because that's what I hate. Like, oh, you need to fly somewhere. You need to go somewhere. You need to do something. How come you haven't been out of the country? How come you haven't done it? This shit costs money.
Yeah.
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 You wanna
But they
pay
were
for it?
really
I'll
cool.
go-
They were like, get on a plane, like go.
Right. I will travel every day for the rest of my life if you want to pay,
Pay
for it.
it. Yeah.
I'll
To
let you know
Shannon,
what I
6
saw.
hours and 15 minutes.
Yeah. That makes
$1,300 plane
sense.
ticket.
That makes sense.
6 hours and 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Guess what?
Boom. Kate, right.
$500 round trip plane ticket.
Groupon. Very nice.
No, Norwegian Airlines.
There you
Well,
go.
that's what I want.
Seriously.
When you're
budget,
up- when
budget
you're
airline.
10,000
$500.
feet in the air and you see the fucking wings start to jiggle and
Yeah,
shit.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
oh,
There's
oh, thank God I got that deal.
Love
There's
that.
someone on the wing.
It's me. Everyone's like, "Hey, get the hell off the way."
I'm looking for birds.
She fucking would be too.
That's so
See, that's the
accurate.
thing about like driving with Kate. Like, all right, Kate's like my road trip partner, but it's like she'll be like, ah! I'm like, what? I'm driving. Like, what? There was a bird. That was a blue-breasted woodpecker that I've never.
That
I'm
one's
like,
not real. That's not a
like,
bird.
I don't care.
It's not a thing.
Did you see the wingtips on that thing?
But like, it's worse when it's trees. It'll be, that's a great American red, whatever. I'm like, I don't. What?
Swing around. We're gonna cut it down.
Yeah, we're gonna chop it down and put it in the trunk.
That shit's cool to me. I don't know. I don't know what to say.
This might offend you.
That's fine.
Birds are my least favorite animal
Why?
because they're dirty,
Of all the animals,
little dirty. Well, I mean,
like including like rats and everything like that.
Well, Ivrie had a pet rat.
Ivory
so-
had a pet rat. Ivory, before we started, Ivory told us that she had a pet rat that grew a tumor on its ass, and then the rat ate the tumor off its own ass. So how did you deal with something like that?
Okay, so it grew.
She let it happen.
No, so she grew
Eat
a
the
tumor.
fucking tumor.
She grew a tumor on her belly, and we were like, "Oh no, what do we do?"
Kill
and
it,
then like
How
obviously.
old was it?
probably like 2 years or so.
And how long do they normally live?
I
Like
don't
10
know.
years, 12
I don't
years?
know. Unless you like feed them to a snake, they don't live very long. But yeah, I don't know.
Or if you give it a tumor.
She was a couple years old, and she got this tumor, and we were like, "Oh no, what do we do?" And then like we came back like one day, and she just had like eaten it, and I'm talking like this big, like not like a little, like she ate it. So there was just this like gaping hole, but she was like fine somehow, and it kind of like closed up, and we were like, "Okay, she's alive. I don't know." And my mom's like, "We got to get rid of this thing. Put it in the woods. Put it in the woods. Get rid of it." And we're like, "We can't. We love her." And then one day I just came downstairs and she was dead, and it was like, "Oh no, she died."
I should have threw her in the woods.
And then she just let her go in the woods. Yeah, so she died, but she ate her tumor first, so it was nice.
Okay, your tumor eating rat.
Ain't going out like no punk bitch. I'm gonna eat this tumor
That's-
before I die.
Oh, ghost.
Do you have power?
It's
go to
the
this
it's the
house,
ghost
or-
of your frigging rat.
Oh,
Pissed
it's
as
the
hell.
ghost of Daniela being the
Um,
rat.
What?
Why do I hate
That was
birds?
her name.
Or what?
Why do I hate
Daniela
birds?
Bean.
Because birds are disgusting. They
All
always,
birds?
yeah, they always.
Or
Did you see the
specifically
person
pigeons?
putting cowboy hats on pigeons?
No,
Well, you might like them better if you saw
no,
them with cowboy
because they're
hats.
dirty, diseased,
Wait,
they
did that
shit.
happen this year?
Yes.
I'm gonna save that for
Top
later.
five.
Later in the podcast.
That's my top five.
Yeah, that's number one.
So someone is just putting tiny cowboy hats on pigeons in some city, and it's great.
I think Vegas, right?
It might be, yeah.
I think so.
I've
course
never
in
wanted
Vegas.
to go to Vegas until right now.
So
Speaking of which.
so all the traveling you did was your beef against Vegas.
The
The bright lights.
It's like warmer than here, and I don't think they
Definitely.
have. Pretty sure they don't have trees.
Kate's like
There's
a
like
weirdo
cool
and
trees,
loves the
though.
freezing cold.
I was waiting for someone to call me a weirdo on this. It happened like a bunch of times before coming
Well,
here.
it was only 47 minutes in, so
Yeah.
All right,
pretty good.
let's start
Impressive.
breaking down. So, your guys, what's your favorite place you've ever been, or where do you guys like to travel? Like, now when you travel, I can assume you guys don't do the touristy things where you're like, let's go see.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Jenna's gonna make fun of me.
Please tell them.
And I-
Well,
Okay,
well, we gotta stop by the
No.
Shake Shack or whatever.
I would like
In-N-Out
Jenna.
Burger.
okay.
I would like Jenna to tell her story about how Kate and I did not experience the culture of Ireland.
So, all right.
I'm done with that fart.
So I've been to Ireland 3 times now. I'm going again in August.
You're so Irish.
I know.
I've been there 3 times too,
Like
so-
You come back
everybody
with an
else.
accent?
Yeah.
Guys, I was there for 5 days.
Please do the
But-
accent.
Oh, I don't know.
That's what I
Yeah, let's hear your best Irish accent.
Let's hear it.
No.
Yeah,
this
What do
is
you do?
Too much
You're like,
pressure.
oh, hey guys, I'm
I
Jenna.
don't
give her
have
something
an.
to say.
I
Give her
don't
something
have
to
an
say.
accent. No.
Where
Okay.
can
we're
I get
skipping
can I get a
this.
pint? Say that in Irish.
No, I don't have an Irish accent.
But you do. You're nervous.
Oh, I wish you was here.
Yes, one of her best friends is very Irish. Her mom's from Ireland, and she can do the accent.
Big
Well,
Cranberry
she
fan.
would go back every summer, so she actually would come back with like kind of a slight accent growing up. But anyway,
you're just like, Jesus,
skipping.
here we go.
Yeah.
Skipping Jenna's Irish accent.
Anyway, but Ivrie and Kate went to Ireland. I think this past
May.
summer.
Yeah.
They invited me to go, but I knew I was going this summer coming up, so I was like,
Yeah.
Can't do it.
But the whole time they went hiking because that's their thing. I like going hiking when I go with them, but they were there for like 10 days, and that's all they did the whole fucking time. Like
Guys,
they
bring
But
it-
didn't,
like we stayed in city, so it's not.
but
what
they
we did
didn't
the whole
like
time.
go like.
We literally
Okay,
went
Okay, I
no.
get that
Go-
people like
tell
don't
them.
like to
Let it
do
go.
like touristy things, but I feel like if you're gonna leave the country, like you still have to do a little bit of touristy things. Like go to the Guinness
you?
factory and have like
do
a pint of Guinness. Go to the Jameson distillery.
But do
Go
you?
to like a pub in Dublin and like talk.
That's the
to
only reason I'd
people.
want to go is to hit
So
a
like,
pub.
why is talking to people on a mountain or in a bar somewhere else?
No,
like,
that's
not
fine.
The
That's
same as,
that is
like,
the same, but I
that's
feel
what
like
we
you still gotta go
did.
do the like touristy things.
We got drunk in like every city we went to.
every time we were like in a town at night. It's
I
like,
feel like
we talked to people.
I've been
Did you
this-
talk to those people about going
been
to
to
get to the
Tullamore.
Guinness?
Yeah, we were like, "What's the
And-
Guinness
Are you
factory?"
gonna
Like,
pour
we
some
really
for
want
us?
to go there.
Boom, done.
I mean,
And they explained it.
But, like,
and you were
one
like, I
of
feel like
them,
I was
and,
there.
I tell Jenna like about the trip. I'm like, we did this. Kate almost died. We was
They
great.
just hiked the whole time.
And then she's like, "You didn't experience the real culture of Ireland."
No,
like,
I
because
did not
we didn't
say it
go
like
to the
that.
Guinness factory.
You guys definitely didn't drink as much as
You
me.
guys did not experience the culture
that was
of
a
Ireland.
good Jenna impression.
I got way more fucked up than you guys.
That's pretty much her
Wait,
argument.
also-
yeah.
And in Ireland, there's no asses like this. They're all flat.
That's true. Be a very
Flat
popular
ass
girl.
Dublin. That's his nickname, Flat Ass Dublin. Welcome to Flat Ass Dublin. And enjoy your stay.
Oh, it's Ireland segment.
Yeah. Yeah, Crate knows what's up. See, now I forgot your name was Kate already.
We're running the podcast.
See how that works?
Yep.
When I go to
Oh.
Ireland this summer, I'm going with my whole entire family.
Are you going to the Jameson factory?
Yeah.
Are you going to the Guinness factory?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I
Her
can't
middle
wait
name-
for you to experience the culture of Ireland.
Her middle name is Jameson for a reason.
Jenna Jameson Gall.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
Galt sounds real Irish.
Hilarious.
That worked out really well.
I would go to
Well done.
Ireland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would definitely go to Ireland. I think we would be cool to go golf there.
Thank you.
For sure.
Yeah.
That's definitely one thing I would want to do. Like everywhere we travel, go golf because we like
Yeah.
golfing a lot. That'd be really cool to do.
Mhm.
Ireland. Where was golf? Scotland.
Scotland, yeah.
I probably won't make it there.
I do want to
Why?
go there.
Why won't you make
it
it
does
there?
look awesome there.
There's no reason. But here's the thing. All right, money's definitely an issue. Not issue. Like I'm not saying I'm rich or anything.
Well, now
but-
you have a baby.
Well, of course, yeah. But like I don't. I would rather spend my money on something else than being like going on a trip.
No, travel is like the best way to spend your money.
Now food is.
I do like
food.
that. Mm.
Going out to like a nice dinner. I couldn't.
But why
I
would
would
you
never
do that
regret.
when instead you could go to a beautiful country like Norway and live on gas station waffles and coffee? Why would you
Come on,
want
dude.
You know?
You couldn't even say that with a straight face.
Their gas stations are like our Starbucks.
That's not true. That's not quite true.
I have low standards.
Yeah, you just said your favorite thing this year was cowboy hats on pigeons.
I told you he would pick on me the most.
I don't know. What do
Before
you?
we stop talking about Ireland,
Oh yeah.
Okay.
one-
we have a little Irish
This
This
whiskey.
one's for our
Slancha.
Tullamore my favorite whiskey.
Slancha. There we go.
Cilantro.
Splorsh. Shout out to Megan.
Cilantro. I love it. It just tastes so nice. It's better than Jameson to me. No shot at Jameson. I like Jameson. But for the price, it's... Well, I used to work at Roger Wilco, so one of the owners, Kevin, whatever his name was.
Woco.
He was a big Irish guy himself. And he was like, dude, you got to get this, all this shit. And I was like, all right, fuck it. And I didn't know anything at, the age of 19 or 18. So he was like explaining to me all the different... Because some people get real into like liquors and shit like
Yeah.
that.
There's a lot to get into. Like, there's so much.
There is a lot to get into because there's the Tennessee whiskeys. Because I like whiskey. I like all types of whiskeys. Irish whiskey would be my favorite because like the Tennessees, and Jim Beam and Jack Daniel is like not cultured, but like I would say like iconic.
Yeah.
So like people like think it's cool to like that, but like I never thought that I'm not gonna like something just because people like it. I put it in my mouth, and then I realized the taste isn't as good as I want. I mean, liquor's. It's not like you drink or liquor and you're just like, ooh, nice. Like
Some people do.
it's like a fucking Pepsi,
Yeah.
but like
I feel like some people do,
Some
and they
people
just
do.
pretend.
But
that's what I'm
true.
saying.
Like,
So many people
yeah.
put on like
and you're like,
fucking-
come on.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you like met like 2013 Kate, she'd be like, yes, and like smell it first or something.
Right.
Ew.
Kate
You
still
try to
does
get all
that.
you try to get all fancy.
What's that?
I said Kate still does that.
2019 Kate does it.
2019.
It's like this
Yeah.
tastes like wood. Like
Mean
not
to
everything tastes
me.
like wood, Kate. Okay,
Wood barrel aged whiskey.
you got sawdust in your gums.
Oh, shit.
Well, so he was telling me about this, and then we tried it, me and my dad, and I was like, this is it. I'm set. Because once you find something you like, there's no reason to really go out and explore. I get it, but like
But you could find something you like better.
I could. I do try them.
No,
Right.
but
You don't
I
have
was
to
gonna
travel
say,
three-
That's kind of the main difference here.
What?
Once you find something you like,
I'm in.
and try to find something different.
Now, trying liquors is a lot easier than traveling 5,000
You
miles
agree.
to.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Also, in this case, he is correct because I have done all of those, and this one,
It's the best.
when I went to Ireland, I'll tell you where I went. Tullamore.
Yeah.
Because everyone in my family has that shit. Like everyone's bars, we've all got it. When I came home from my family, like their big present that year was like you can go to Tullamore, you can get things at their distillery that you can't get here.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I did this, you can't get it. You know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah.
like I didn't buy this at the airport. They were like so stoked, and like
Yeah.
I went with my cousins, so I went with my family and my grandmother, and like that's like our suitcases were like freaking full of that stuff.
It's awesome.
But
Yeah,
that
so.
just made me think that like the three of us have that in common. That it's like some place that your ancestors came from that you just like want to know. You just like want to.
You guys are very curious about your family tree. Not trees as much as like Aunt Betty and fucking Uncle Ron.
Yeah.
but,
I have
like,
an Aunt Betty. Oh, I had.
Who doesn't? It's like it's all the
I
bloodline.
know we said we
Aw.
weren't going to talk about dead people, and I did it.
Shout out Aunt Betty.
You don't know how much.
This one's for her.
Oh my god.
Pour another one.
My family will
Get
love
some of the
that.
goats cum. That
Oh,
Irish
maybe
goat
not
cum.
that. That wasn't bad.
It's not bad.
Before
Everyone
we
assumes cum's disgusting. I mean,
before we leave,
They assume.
I would like
They
to know
assume
what
it.
this really is.
Okay.
okay.
He'll tell you right at the end.
I
Drink
know.
some more.
They're
and
just
then-
Is there-
they're just gonna
Just
tell me
finish
it's
it,
goats.
and then-
I
It's
feel like
goats business
I
again.
feel like we've been stuck on Ireland a lot. I feel like you guys are trying to convince me more than we're talking about travel. We can get to you guys can convince me during the break. Is there been a place that you guys hated? Because if you say no, then I know you guys are just full of shit.
No, for sure. I've not liked some places.
Like what? There's
I re-
always places people don't like.
The
So
only
I-
place I remember hating is Tampa.
Shout out
My
Rob
brother
Rickus.
lives there. Yeah.
Really?
Shout
yeah,
out Rob
DJ
Rickus.
Rickus lives in
That's right,
Tampa.
he does.
No, Tampa's like dead and weird. I've never
It
been in a
sucks.
city like that. Yeah. So that's like
Well, when Florida has so many nice places, so like Tampa's like when you think of Florida, you think I love Fort Lauderdale. I like the Spanish culture. Like Mexican's my favorite food.
we put
What,
a post.
does that not
we
not
put
make
a
sense?
post-it
No,
note
that's
on your
amazing.
microphone
Does that
and
not
watch
make
yourself.
sense to you?
Big fan as well.
Yeah,
I agree.
Fort
again.
Lauderdale, and then obviously it rolls right into Miami. You can get Coke everywhere. I'm kidding.
Big,
I
selling,
just
big
watched.
selling point.
I've
Yeah.
been to Miami, but only for work. I thought it was a really weird city.
Did you like get to go out?
No, I mean I went out to like get
Very
pizza
party-
by myself. Like I wasn't like
Oh,
with
Florida
anybody.
pizza's not
Jenna and I were in like Florida at the same time.
Yeah.
And we're like, how is this like possible that we can meet up? But we
And
didn't.
then we did it.
Yeah.
Like I want to go. I would definitely go to Key
'Cause you
West.
guys
Everyone
didn't
says
try.
Key West
You were
is
like,
the
I'm
shit.
not.
You don't like it?
My family lives down there. I will not go there.
Why?
It's hot.
And it's a
hot.
bitch to get
it's so
to, I hear.
hot. It's
If
so
they
Key
hot.
pay,
West?
if they paid for my ticket, I would go just for the birds.
Well, you got to go to like
That's it.
Miami, I think, and then like drive
Where's
all the way.
DJ Rickus's favorite place in Florida?
Probably Tampa, I guess.
You think
That's where
so?
he lives.
I don't know.
Florida's
Probably
weird
not,
too.
but I'm not gonna
Nobody
ask
in
them, so.
Florida is like from Florida. They all migrated there somehow.
Yeah. Snowbirds
Like the birds.
or DJ Rickus.
Do you watch the show Atypical?
No.
Oh
I did-
yes,
I did. Yeah.
with the penguins.
Yeah, I was just
Yeah.
gonna say, are you in the Penguins too? Because they're birds. I feel like you'd be not saying you would be the main character, Sam,
Where-
but I'm saying like you would have an obsession with penguins.
Probably. If I was somewhere where penguins were,
Well, he just goes to the aquarium because he adopted one and he watches it all the time.
yeah, I could see. Yeah, fair.
Where does the line draw? Like ostriches, like
Yeah, I don't really
flightless
like those.
birds?
I don't care about birds that are invasive or common. I guess.
Ghost.
Like
Yeah, I think there's a hurricane currently going on outside.
A snow. What'd they call it?
If we get
squall.
snowed in,
No.
a
I'd
squall.
have to go to work.
No. It was a
snow squall.
a bomb of some sort. Yeah. It was called a bomb cyclone.
Just
That
make
was the thing. That was the thing that happened.
They're
It was a
just
bomb
making shit up.
cyclone.
someone agree. Someone
Yeah,
agree.
Agree with me, there was
Um,
a bomb cyclone.
Yes, you are fully correct. It was a bomb cyclone.
Listen, it was on Instagram, and I know it's real.
You
Everything
said
on
you
Instagram is
Oh, of
real.
course. You said you hated Tampa, which is in the United States.
Right?
Typical. Florida's weird. What did you hate?
I won't say hate, mostly because like I don't really like hate anywhere. Even if I went to Florida, I'd probably like.
Kate, you can't get Kate to say she hates anything. She's like the most
Kate is-
What do you hate?
docile person.
That's not
ever.
true.
Well,
I
I
hate- I
already
hate-
said I didn't really like LA. I've been
I'm
to.
proud of you for saying that for some reason. I've never been there, but like that makes me happy. Why is that?
Oh.
I don't know either.
Everyone makes it seem like you
I've
really
been-
got to go there, but like you don't.
Like, do I need to see the Hollywood sign? Don't
Yeah,
care.
like
For outside the country, I've been to Rome. I've enjoyed it, but it wasn't my favorite.
Really?
Okay.
I liked Rome a lot.
So what did you
What
not
did you
really
hate?
like?
Yeah.
Okay. I did not like the Vatican.
Oh, that was like the
A
one
very
part that I
eerie-
did
I
A
like.
very
wonder-
eerie feeling, I assume.
I wonder.
No,
why.
I'm claustrophobic and it's full of people. I
Oh.
like Trastevere.
Oh yeah, I
Which
did.
I was
I did
saying-
like that.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
because Philly University, which is what Jenna went there, Philly U.
Yeah.
So did my cousin who lived in Rome. So I went to go visit her, and they in Philly U they send their students
Yeah.
to Trastevere.
That's why I was also there because
But
I was
Trastevere-
visiting a college friend that
Yeah,
was studying
okay.
But
there.
Trastevere was cool, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So because I like Trastevere. It's just a cool. It's like the fish town of Rome.
Yeah.
I'm not well cultured on
Good
Rome,
comparison.
but in my like bullshit Philly opinion, that's what I would say about it.
I thought I was bringing up what you hated.
Okay. Sorry. Cool.
She won't answer the question.
Don't
because
tell
he
me your
doesn't hate
favorite
anything.
fish
He doesn't
town
hate
area of
anything.
Italy.
He doesn't hate anything.
I know. I'm
Great
sure that-
craft beers in the Vatican.
I know. Let me tell you about their woodworking and their birds.
Yeah,
I did not love San Francisco.
a lot of homeless people.
Expensive.
Let me tell you how a homeless person threw a freaking wrapped up Kaiser roll at us. He this dude was out on the street, and we were in a CVS where there was two dudes furiously stealing batteries, like
All the batteries.
freaking rapidly stealing batteries.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was really
Never
weird.
seen it. So much speed.
I know
Yeah,
it was.
batteries.
It was like almost, and the cashier was just staring at them.
He's like, just take it, dude.
Yeah,
I don't
he
really
did
want
not
it."
care.
I get paid by the hour. I don't
Yeah.
know really what
Yeah,
to
it's
do.
not my problem.
So we were just we just stayed there for 2 nights, and I did really appreciate seeing the city. Biking was cool just because I was with my cousins who I love, and I like.
Shout
Yeah,
out to
cool.
Ryan Barr.
Yo, shout out to Ryan Barr.
Jenna's boyfriend just bikes in their apartment, looking at a screen.
No, but
of
like
other
legit,
people
he's
bike
really
riding.
like when you guys were talking about the bike racing stuff. I just told my boyfriend about it because he's obsessed with cycling, and he would
Peloton boy or what?
Oh no, fuck
No.
that. He hates.
Only
on
hits the
Peloton.
road.
Yeah,
Oh, I appreciate that.
like Lance Armstrong.
He
He's
is like
legit.
Well,
It's
maybe he would have
embarrassing.
cramped up and got picked up at mile 59.
Yeah.
Like this fucking guy did.
Um,
Bus. He was calling for the bus.
yeah.
He's like, "Where's the bus at?"
Did you complete it?
Yeah, I passed the finish line.
Oh,
I
congrats.
skipped
That's
7 miles. I
great.
skipped 7 miles.
That's great. But you completed it like normal.
I actually completed
Yeah.
All
it.
right. Double
Like-
congrats then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Congrats to you.
Ryan-
Semi-congrats to
Yeah,
you.
Ryan did way better than me.
I've never done a marathon, so you're still both better than me.
I did the
Does that
wrong
make
bike.
you-
I
does
ran.
that make
I
you feel
ran a
better?
half. I ran the or no.
You ran Broad Street.
Broad Street.
Broad
Yeah, that's
Street,
not.
yeah.
That's not
That's
half.
10
That's only
miles.
10. Yeah, I could definitely done another 3 though.
I've
Another.
At that point,
Yeah, but another 17 for the full.
Oh no, fuck that. I,
mean,
want to do
probably
a half.
could have, but
Jenna
it would have
cursed.
been.
ooh, shut it down. All right, thanks for listening, guys.
Shit.
All
San
right.
Francisco.
Right. So San Francisco. This homeless. So furiously stealing batteries. A couple guys. This one homeless guy out front. He was yelling to himself for a while, which is fine. It happens. Whatever. I've
Yeah,
just been
sometimes
there.
you gotta
I
yell.
yell at myself.
He
Fuck you, Kate.
Yeah. Fuck you, Kate. It'd be great if the homeless guy was like, "Fuck you, Kate." Fuck you, Kate. And it was Ivrie. He
Ivrie sent me. She told me to go fuck yourself.
Like that fucking girl, Caitlin. That girl.
He told me to take a picture and say go fuck yourself.
Oh
Huh?
my god, that would have been I would have liked San Francisco just for that. He's outside this CVS or whatever we're in because we're hydrating because we're horribly dehydrated because it's very dry out there. He just beams this Kaiser roll wrapped in plastic wrap up in the sky as hard as he can. And you know how some
Got
it. Yeah, just yeet right on up there.
That reminded me of high school when you're like, got the frisbee, got the
Yeah.
frisbee.
Fucking
Yeah.
Smalls.
And he ended up throwing it on top of the high school. So this guy beams this up in the air, and it's one of those doors that is it squishes up to close, so it makes a little V, And when it did that, the Kaiser roll flew in at us.
He's a marksman.
Yeah.
He was
If
getting
anything,
loose
have
before,
you
too.
people
It was
they shoot an
That's
arrow?
like a grenade in fucking
Yeah.
Call of Duty right
Yeah,
there.
watch
That's
his
perfect.
fucking
Yeah.
shit.
You know how
Plus 100.
someone shoots an arrow up in the air and it comes down right next to somebody else
Yeah,
it was gonna
Braveheart.
kill him. This dude did that with a Kaiser roll wrapped in plastic wrap at us, and we were coming out of the CVS and it lands at us, and this guy's whoa, he's like he did it on
He
purpose.
was like, "Yo, throw that back."
Yeah, that was weird.
Yo,
and
can I
then
get, can
I've
I
been
get that?
I've been practicing.
Yeah. we
Let me
saw.
Let me loosen up.
I just hope all of his friends in the area are watching and they're like, damn.
You got him.
I know
Yeah.
we couldn't even be mad. He acted like he got us, and we're like, that was impressive.
Just like Nom.
Yeah. So we had,
No.
we had so
No.
that guy did that. And then we had this one dude who was in a private area. He was we were in a car, so we we're driving in an Uber or whatever. I don't remember if it was when we had a rental car or not, because there was like a whole phase where it was both. But I know, interesting part of the story. He
The old
like,
Uber rental
Yeah.
car.
who knows what happened? Yeah.
Let's play Uber Roulette. Is this guy gonna be? No, I'm sorry.
That's cool. He's in a private zone. Like, I don't know if there's like rocks or walls or whatever. There's like homeless people. He's in his own little area, right? Where no one can see him. He walks out of it.
Out of the car.
No, he's a homeless person on the street.
Oh, okay.
I assume. I guess I could have had a home. I really don't know. So I'll just say a strange man, to be fair. He walks out in
Yeah,
the
we don't want to offend the homeless people in San Francisco.
Yeah,
They're
all the
my-
homeless people listening to this
Yeah, I was
podcast.
gonna say,
would-
all
I don't want.
of
They're
them.
my biggest fans as far as
Yeah.
like liking weird birds and
Yeah,
being
I just
obsessed
been
with pigeons.
shipping a bunch of spoons to San Francisco.
Hey, did you guys see those pigeons with cowboy hats on them?
Yeah, they're like my tightest friends. Yeah. So like he walks out into the middle of like this like intersection, like how there's like the grass knoll in the center of like circles here. Like if you go to like New Albany and like Parington, there's
Right.
like a little grassy knoll. In the, he walks up to like some,
I call them islands, but go ahead.
fine too. Yeah, he walks
It's a
out.
grassy knoll. Who are you?
JFK called him a grassy knoll. So
I'm-
JFK didn't
that's
say
what we're gonna
shit.
call
His head got shot off.
Oh my
When?
god.
When?
We
my
said we
Evan.
weren't going to talk about dead people.
What
Yeah.
do you want me to do? The
Aunt
mob
Betty
did it.
was where we
I was gonna
drew
say,
the
you brought up
line.
Aunt Betty and
The mob did it. What do you want me to do?
Opened the doorway. Also, there's a ghost in here, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fine.
They were supposed to shoot Jackie. They missed.
We got the approval from Ivrie's dead rat. It's fine.
Yeah.
She did. She did a little light
Yeah.
flicker.
It's the tumor.
Go ahead.
Please
Go
continue
ahead.
about
Go ahead. Where are
That's
you
it.
going?
That's all I got. That's the only. That's the
Not a
scene.
tumor.
That's
Yeah.
the scene.
It's not a
It's a
tumor.
tumor. It's not a tumor. It's fine. It's fine.
Anyway,
I gotta piss so
anyway,
bad.
San Francisco.
All right, I'll finish the story, then you can pee, and we'll talk about nothing until you get back.
We'll go to
We can go
halftime.
break.
They're all
We should
waiting.
go to halftime.
There's a halftime? All right, we'll finish this one. It's a great ending.
I-
Everyone's going to be a big
I'm on
fan.
the
Fucking better be.
I'm on the
When-
edge of my
when
seat.
when Kate tells a story, I'm like, I can't wait.
Yeah,
Okay, I
okay.
just want to hear the end.
I know. I'm
And
an
then,
expert.
and then she
Fast
tells
forward.
the end, and you're not sure if it's the
you're
end
like,
or not.
Yeah,
Wait,
just like
what?
that
At the end of the movie, you're like, that's it?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
It was like, that was nothing. That was not a story.
Directed by-
San Francisco.
Yeah.
And this is just why I didn't enjoy it. I felt that there was a lot of people that seemed to have circumstances that made me like bummed out. But this guy, he walked out into public. Maybe he's just like a power move. Maybe this guy's just like, fuck everybody. I'm gonna do what I want. He came into the middle of this grassy knoll, and he just like pulled his pants down and peed in front of all of like, it was like a six-way intersection. Lots of cars. Full pants down. Both of these guys are impressed with my story.
So
Now, homeless people do reckless shit like that because like I'll
because
see
we
on
love
like
you.
like random like videos,
You can laugh.
and I've heard.
It's just like such a typical case.
I told you they would pick on me. It's fine,
Typical
I'm used to
kid.
it.
I was into it.
This is the thing.
But
that's
homeless
my
people
whole-
have no
my whole
regard for
life is
anything. They'll do anything.
know,
Especially
but-
when they're like whacked out and on drugs. Like you'll see two homeless guys eating each other's ass. I've seen that on Bar Falls.
You've
Shout out to
seen
Bar Falls.
two homeless men.
On Bar Falls, not in
Okay.
real, not in real live.
There's
I'm
one thing
concerned.
between no regard, which is just pee wherever you want, and actively going from a private area to a public area
Spiteful.
intentionally to pee where everyone stopped at red lights.
I hear
Yeah, I
you.
was gonna say it's probably more spite.
This
where they're
guy,
like,
this
"Fuck
guy
these
was just
people."
Especially
like,
in San
you guys
Francisco.
have cars, I don't have a car. You
San-
gotta watch me pee now. You can't do anything about it. You're stuck at a red light. And I
It's-
was just like, a little impressed, a little bit like, I don't want to be here anymore.
Well, being homeless in California is they're there because of the weather, obviously, and shit. If I'm gonna be
Yeah.
homeless, I'm gonna be homeless in California. But like San Francisco is like the most expensive real estate in the world, so they're probably all types of. You see like a Tesla drive by, you're like, look at this fucking nerd electric cars. You.
You have an electric car.
He would if
I
he
don't.
could.
I don't.
Same.
This dude would be so electric.
Same.
Boogie,
All
oogie,
electric
oogie,
all the
oogie.
time.
We'll get there.
All electric.
We'll
all
be
the
there
time.
someday.
That's right.
All right, I'm gonna piss my khakis. Let's do a little tee off. It's halftime.
Khakis.
So this is the point. Did you mute us already?
No.
This is the point of the show.
Mute us.
For
God
any
damn it.
new listeners, this is our last tea time. Well, last
I didn't
halftime
know.
of
Hey,
2019.
you have to
Oh, I
open
didn't know. I
the
wasn't thinking.
You were in the zone. You were thinking about homeless dicks.
I was trying to tell a good story for you guys.
Guys, to the last halftime of 2019.
2020.
Yeah, we
You
are.
do what you want.
Tell Jenna yes.
Yeah, we are.
Welcome back to TV production with Mr. Wilson.
Don't you diss Mr. Wilson? He's my BFF.
I've been asking him for a DVD of my TV production class, and I haven't got anything.
And he will never give it to you.
Yeah, I don't care. You guys were probably best friends. You guys were way better at editing. There was not a funnier class
We're not.
in my class at TV production.
Ivrie made me dress up as an alien for her TV.
Yeah, so I did.
production, and
Jenna painted completely green with like a tinfoil hat, and she did it. And it was all about
Well, you were advanced TV production, so you guys had some skills.
Yeah, a little.
My class was by far the funniest.
Who was in your class?
It was me, Kevin McDevitt, Jackie Jones, and a bunch of weirdos.
That's a good group.
Other
sounds
than
right.
Marquise.
Other than Marquise, who did all the work. By
Say,
me
don't
and
disrespect
Kev played mini clips. So what we would do?
Mini clips.
Yeah, mini clip. We play like pinball and shit. So or you play pool against each other. So obviously me and Kev didn't give a fuck about the class, but
Because you guys are assholes.
of course. So but everybody else in our class was like so like shy and shit. So we would act out everybody's shit. So a lot of them were scared to act. So we'd read their fucking script or whatever it is that they gave us, and completely.
Don't put that in quotes.
Well, I'm not
Or
gonna say
fucking
a script.
a 17-year-old
That's exactly what it
didn't
was.
write a script. Like they wrote like whatever it is that they wrote, and we would
Also known as a script.
butcher these people's shit. But because once he pushed recording, he's like we're recording, like he wouldn't redo it. So Lana, get down, will you? And
We're hanging out.
we would just you'd see people freaking out because we were just completely ruining. We did like a Maury Povich thing. Oh, it was great. So like say we did it on a Friday and like it got cut short. Like wear the same outfit to school on Monday. And me and Kev would come to school in completely different outfits and have to finish this scene.
I was in the same TV production class, and Ryan Haddon was in my group, and I'm pretty sure he hated me because I was terrible at it. And I mean, look at him now; he's like in
Yeah,
he's
actual
literally in
TV
film, yeah.
production.
Yeah. Shout out to Ryan Haddon.
Yeah,
Love that boy.
So we all went to high school together.
we did.
Now we
Pirate Show
graduated
9!
and we graduated with what?
Everybody do the Pirate Rumble!
Pirate
Rumble!
Edit that out.
We graduated. We graduated with what?
Copyrighted.
210, I think.
210?
209, somebody failed.
Something like that.
Somebody failed?
Yeah, I know who it was, but I won't say.
It's fucked up.
They're probably sick. It's fine.
What do you think would happen if we were able to like go back now, knowing what you know, knowing like in the same personalities that you currently developed, because you develop a different personality. It was 10 years ago. It was a long time
Yeah.
It
ago.
was a long time
You're
ago.
a different person today than you were then. How do you think it'd be different? And not the classes, obviously. If you know all the stuff already, then
I don't
you
know.
No, because like everyone got along.
Yeah, we were saying that before the break. I feel like everyone did get along in our grade, but I think me personally, I think I would try to be a little bit more outgoing. I think I was friendly with different people in different groups, but
Right.
Not
So,
I
like
don't
as
know.
well as he could be.
so
Yeah.
there's still groups. There's still groups of friends. You might be friendly with everybody.
Yeah.
But you still have friends that you're texting, or that you're calling, or that you're hanging
Yeah.
out with on the weekend. Do you think that would be different if it was today?
no.
Like if you had a
No.
party.
So ourselves at this moment.
If
going
you
back to high
had
school.
a party today after math class, which was your last period,
Yeah.
on a fucking Friday night,
Sure.
do you think it'd be different today than it was?
Yeah,
If
there's
you
no
had a
doubt. Of
party
course, it'd be
and-
different. We're different people. Now,
Right,
are you
but, like,
saying like
how?
would we invite different people?
How would it be different?
I would say you'd be more friendly. Like you wouldn't care about cliques as much. But I would definitely, like, I'm no bitch. Where I'd definitely
Right,
be
you
like,
still
no,
have
you're
your friends."
definitely still not invited. Like, I would point to the people that I don't like. I'd be like, no, you're still definitely not invited.
You
And
guys
I'd feel
line up over there. You're
and
all
I'd feel
not
less
invited.
guilty. I'd feel less guilty now. I'd be like, clearly, you're not invited.
See, you say everyone was
I was
nice,
I was
and
like,
then you hear this.
Yeah.
statement,
I was
Well,
saying
and it
everyone's
comes back.
nice. We'll invite everybody, and
What
Evan's
kind of dip
kicking
can I bring? I'm
everybody
like,
out.
listen, the best dip you have. Is there anything better than dips at a party too? I love a good dip. Look at me.
What you
We're
mean?
talking about,
you
like,
mean
chips and
leaving?
Fucking dad bod.
Yeah.
Leaving
not
your
skull.
food?
Like taco
Huh?
dip.
I thought you meant like a dip. Like I'm gonna dip. Like you're leaving.
Dip
Oh,
out.
No, like dip.
I
like
think we all
scoops.
had like 3 versions of dip right there.
Yeah.
Would anything change? Why? Do you guys don't think anything would change?
I mean,
I feel like
no,
at this point I would want everyone to come.
Yeah,
And be sad if they didn't,
same.
which is like the reunion. Like I wish
but I
everyone
think the
would've
same thing
come.
at the reunion. Everyone was still in their cliques.
Yeah.
Right. That's
yeah.
why.
yeah.
That's kind of why I was
Yeah.
thinking about it. Like, you
Everyone
were
was
still...
so awkward, and no one wanted to mingle with other people. And then,
I was mingling. I was in deep.
but you're always a mingler.
You have the biggest personality of everyone I've ever met.
I think it was the atmosphere at Miller's.
Yeah.
It
I would
wasn't
have preferred
exactly-
Whistler's.
Not conducive
or
to
or
mingling.
the double nickel.
Right, but I feel like it should have been an area just for us. No
Yeah,
outsiders
yeah.
to
Yeah,
like
let's-
interfere.
I
Like-
also feel like, can you imagine going to a bar and be like, all right, that whole back section is a high school reunion? They're like, no, I'm gonna go there anyway.
Yeah, why were you
Right,
sitting
for
there?
sure.
Why the frig were
Why are
they
you
there?
sitting here? Like, you don't know shit. Do you know who Mr. Merrill is? No, get out.
I don't know who Mr.
Me
Merrill
neither.
is.
That's the test to get in.
Merrill?
I'm out. Who?
You don't? Okay, get out of here.
No, I mean,
You're like, you know me. I graduated with you. You
I don't
don't know who
think
Miss Merle is. Get the fuck out of here.
I would say like people wouldn't be like I'm saying like people wouldn't be afraid. But you said that too at the thing. Like people stay to their cliques. I was gonna say like you wouldn't be scared to mingle with others. Like, is there anybody that like looking back in high school, like, man, I wish I was friends with them, or like you wish? Is that what you were saying? You wish you did
No.
something different?
I'm just saying in general. I'm
No,
just
no offense to anyone we went to high school with, but I
Yeah,
don't like look back like, oh, I wish I was friends with them.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I was getting. So you think, I mean, we sit here at this table and we're like, oh, we could have hung out, you know what I mean? But then you look at other people and you're like, oh, I wanted everyone to come.
Yeah.
But did you? Did you
Not
want
at the
everyone
time,
to come?
Probably not.
Yeah, that's
I
how
mean,
Evan
200
ended up
people.
at one of my parties.
Yeah,
That's
no.
true though, but that
Right,
but
but
that
I
was my
wasn't there.
going away.
But the invite went. It was just posted. It was everyone was like Facebook
Okay.
invite.
that was
it
my
said
I'm
invite
going away to college
whoever.
party. Like, please
Oh.
bring everyone. Like, bring everyone here. I love them. I want them to come. Like,
all of my Facebook events said like invite your dad, invite your friends, invite everybody. Let's get here. Like, just fill my
Project
house.
X.
Break my house. They literally said break my house. And like we did. They broke the ceiling fan. It fell down.
I mean, you gotta wait.
Standard.
You gotta wait easy with that. When you say break my house and only the ceiling fan.
Oh no.
There were holes in
there's
the
a
wall
a hole burnt in my deck. I had to spackle a lot.
I know a good
Spackle
deck.
the deck.
You-
I know a
she
good deck
can-
guy. Don't
I
worry
know,
about it. I know
yeah.
a good deck guy.
Premier Outdoor was good.
Yeah.
Ivory kicked a hole in my wall.
I did.
Last
Yep.
week, actually, it wasn't even during
No,
the
it
party.
was- it was
time ago. But there was
post-high
a
school.
girl there.
Tuesday.
There was a girl there.
Her
that was
flat's
making me
still on the
pretty
wall. We
mad.
can't get it out.
So
See?
some girl was
That
like,
girl wouldn't be invited.
this girl was like,
She
this
was
is-
in a grade or two lower.
See,
than
I
me.
liked her. We were friends. But she was like, this is my house. And Ivory went, no, and tried to kick her and say, it's my house.
Nice,
And,
Sparta.
and then I pulled her away and she kicked the wall. And I was like, both of you, first of all, this is my house. Please stop kicking my walls. And that's the end of
I
it.
only have
That's
so
it.
much spackle here.
I know. We spackled
And I got to
all
use it on the deck. So.
Yeah, I got it. Everybody
Yeah,
knows
I
you spackle the
I
deck.
spackled my wooden deck, yeah.
Yeah, turns out great.
But that's what. So you wouldn't invite all 200 people in our grade. You'd be like, some of the people.
So on and so forth.
I mean, we won't name any names, but
Right.
sure.
I'm not asking for that.
There were
I'm just
some
saying,
people
like,
who would have probably, I think it's more for me personally, and you could probably both agree with this, assholes, that like there's some people that would just not like me and like wouldn't get along with me or wouldn't want to come to my party more
you-
so
Well,
than it
yeah,
was
if you
people that
invite
wouldn't come to-
everybody, not everybody's gonna.
Do you
wanna
get
come.
offended
Yeah.
when people don't like you?
No, I get it. I know. I'm an adult, I know at this point.
Do you get offended when people don't like you?
No.
Right, like not everybody's gonna
yeah.
like you.
I have this like acute awareness of that's actually just been happening to me in like probably within the last like 6 months, where I'm like, people might not like me, and I think about it like a lot. But you know,
Well,
you're not
why do you
everybody's taste. But
care?
I don't know, it just popped into my head like some people might not like you, and
Now-
even thinking about coming on to something like this, I'm like, some people might not like you, and then
Now-
I, like,
Would you want to change those things? Like if somebody randomly commented on this episode's Instagram and said, I didn't like this specific thing about Ivrie, would you be like, okay, well, I got to change that thing?
no, I mean, I'm
Okay,
me.
well, then fuck it.
Yeah, I'm me.
Right.
Yeah, like it's
It's just a
Doesn't
weird thing
matter.
to think about. Like, I feel like my whole life I was never aware of like, oh, people like might not like me, and now I think about it a lot. Like,
it no right. I'm not gonna like
Must be nice.
old Woody over here.
no, when you're just going through the world doing whatever, and like, you know, that's not good either. So I'm like, I want to think about like,
Right, like,
being
but,
a
like-
decent human.
but not everything's
and-
negative because like you have to think you're like, all right, why doesn't that person like me? You're just like, maybe I don't like them. Fuck it. Like everyone's not gonna like everything you do.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like I
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying.
Like I
If
always
you're not
quote
going
my
to change
like,
yourself.
Yeah,
Like
I wouldn't. Yeah, I
then-
wouldn't.
then
Aw.
Oh, you guys BFFs?
They're holding hands.
if you're
This
if
is
you're not
our
gonna change
podcast
yourself,
now. We're talking about you guys.
then who cares what they think? Like if they think that you're mean, that you're an asshole or something like that, then you're like, oh shit, maybe I should stop being an asshole.
Right.
But
Yeah.
if they don't like the color of your hair or something like that, you're like, I like the color of my hair.
Everybody
They can go
will
fuck
better
themselves.
like the color of my
I swear
hair.
to fucking God.
Like inside myself, like I know I'm not a bad person. So if you don't like me, then I'm like, all right, well then it's whatever. It's not like I'm a bad person. I'm like, oh, I gotta change. Like no, it's
Yeah.
just, it's fine.
Right.
It's whatever. Like it's
Yeah, I would never
Who gives a
change
fuck? No.
because of that. Yeah.
because of what? Like something. Well, first of all, you would only find out on social media. Nobody would ever come up to you and be like, how you guys doing?
I don't like
How
you.
you like him? Or how you doing? I don't
I'm
like you.
John. I fucking hate you.
I don't like you. Like you would only do anything, or like something on social media is how you would find out. And then at that point, it's like, who gives a fuck? Like, who gives a shit?
Right, especially
Block.
and that adds to it because if they don't have the fucking balls to come up and say, I feel like if they came up and said it to you, you'd be more likely to change. Where if they posted it on and you didn't even know who it was, you're like trying to, who the fuck is this dude that just said that? What the fuck? Then you're like, who
All right,
cares?
especially for us
If they
too.
came
all right?
up to you and they were like, yo, your podcast fucking
Exactly.
blows.
Yeah, so
You're
that's
like,
fine.
okay.
That's your opinion.
Respect.
And like that makes
True.
sense because we talk a lot of shit on here, and I say shit that I regret all the time. But like, it's a learning experience. I mean, I can't control whatever. Some shit comes out of my mouth. I'll wake up the next day. I'm like, fuck, I shouldn't have said that. But like, it is what it is. You learn from it. If it bothers me when I wake up, I'm like, all right, at least I can learn from that and be like, don't say that again. Or I say it again. I'm like, well, you know, stop saying that. But like,
I gotta write this on a post.
yeah, I gotta write this and stop talking about this shit. But like, it is what it is. I don't know. Whatever.
I know. I keep
At
telling
this point, like, who cares?
I keep telling myself, like, stop talking about the woods. Nobody fucking cares. Stop talking about birds. Nobody fucking cares.
Yeah, but like that's your.
But
shit.
then I just keep doing it. And my friends are just keeping like, they're like, it was pretty funny. I guess we'll stick around. And I'm like, all right, that's why I love you guys. Like, because you like put up with that dumb
Right.
shit that you say. Like, it's like you don't like half the shit your friends say because like it's. I mean, maybe it's just me, but like your friends are just like, well, you're weird. Stop fucking saying that shit. But like, if they love you, they'll keep listening to it anyway.
Right.
That's the people that you want to come to your party.
Right, friends are so unique. There's a movie I watched. It was a decent movie. I think it's called fuck, I don't remember what it was called. But Owen Wilson and Zach Galifianakis. So Owen Wilson comes back to his hometown because Zach Galifianakis was like his best friend and his dad died, but he moved away. Anyway, they're having this conversation about being friends, and he said something like, having friends is like one of the most weirdest thing to have because like there's nothing sexual about it. Like Ryan's my friend, and it's like, you know what I mean though? Like when you're attracted to the other sex, like you're just like, oh, I like him, like blah blah blah. Like I picture him naked, but like when it's your friend, like I don't picture Ryan naked in his tiny bird.
I would hope that. I would hope
But I'm
that
saying,
you
but, like,
don't.
Are
but I'm
you
saying-
here?
It's all, are you here? Exactly. So there's a great
A
quote.
5.3 on IMDb.
Oh, is
That's
that the
what
name of it?
Yeah, but he has a great quote. He's like, you know, having a friend's crazy. Like, there's nothing in it for the other person. So it's like, he said something like that. I just, like, butchered the quote. But, like, you like each other because you actually like each other. Like,
Yeah.
even if you say, all right, even if you say something fucked up, like, Jenna's not going to be like, oh, I'll never be your friend again.
Yeah.
Like, you have the ability to, like, forgive each other.
So do you like that movie? Are you here?
Yeah.
Because it's a 5.3 on IMDb.
Out of 10.
Out of 10.
Yeah, sure.
That's my boy is a 5.5.
Just saying.
Just saying.
But whatever, like, there's
Yeah.
nothing...
Derail your
he
whole
says-
fucking thing.
Yeah, whatever you're saying. He's like, there's nothing in it for the other person when you have friends. Like, yeah, when, like, you take out, like, the sexuality of it, you're like, oh, I like this person because, like, we can talk and just talk. Like, having friends is weird as shit.
Yeah.
Like, liking person. Like, at this age, I don't want that many new
Well,
friends
see,
either.
like
Yeah. That's like weird. Like when I moved to Cinnaminson in 5th grade, I think Ivrie was like the first friend that I had, and then I don't know, for some reason I kept her around.
Stuck around. But I
And
feel
there's-
like our group is like our group of friends, and I was thinking about this today, like we have a huge group of friends that are like really close, and like even through leaving for college and stuff, like we didn't drift, and like we're all still very close, and especially like our girlfriends and stuff.
Yeah.
Like
We're all
There's
like
no-
very unique too. Like I feel like we're not all the same.
yeah,
And we all have like our own like separate group of friends, but then like
we're
us
still
three
together.
and then
Yeah.
Brianna and Selma, like the 5 of us are still like really close.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, but
Screw
we're all
them because
very
they didn't want to
different.
come on.
Yeah.
I know.
So,
Selma, Brianna, you both suck.
You can't leave it at that. They'll get so mad. We love you.
I love
we love you
them
both
more than anything.
so much.
I do though. I do.
We're-
But
we're
yeah, but I
ready
just
for the
feel like
jammy
all
party.
of them, like all of our guy friends too, like we're all just so close and like
That's good.
yeah, I don't know that everybody has that. I feel lucky that we have that.
We lost
Yeah.
a lot of friends.
Like through college?
Just in general, people
Yeah.
move in, like you just
Mhm.
things happen. Like, I mean,
Ghost.
that fucking goes. Like we don't have that many of our like
people don't live here. And
people don't live here. Other things happen. It's just we don't have that many friends, as in like our boys from high school anymore.
Right.
But do you think that's because you started out with like a larger group? Like with us, I feel like it's been like us 5,
Yeah, the girls.
and like for the girls, and then there's the guys.
But also,
and
none of
whatever,
us went
but-
away.
Yeah.
Like we went away to college 2 hours away or whatever, but like none of
Yeah.
us left.
Right. I'm pretty sure you had to go and away party.
I had to go to an away
And you
party,
still haven't left.
but
Evan
I
was
did
there.
not go
Yeah, well,
away.
Everyone's waiting for that
Fucking
to
right,
happen. They're
Y'all-
like, when is Ivrie
yeah,
leaving? What the
frickers.
fuck?
Came
Rip-
home every
And
weekend
rips my damn ceiling fan down.
For no reason.
but is
Wasn't
it
even real
for
going
the,
to away
for the party, for the spirit of
is
the
it
party.
because you guys had like a bigger group, or you
I've-
guys were more venturous and went away for
No,
college?
just shit
or-
happens. I mean, people just
Yeah.
stop hanging out.
Yeah.
People definitely
Well, but
become.
that's the thing that's unique about us, though, is like especially like the 5 of us, like we don't fight.
Mm.
I don't know.
We might be like,
Brianna
oh,
told
you're
us.
being annoying, but we don't fight. Like,
Yeah.
Brianna told us this week that all of our cats aren't as cute as hers.
That's
so.
true.
Yeah,
so we
we
thought
all
about
had-
excommunicating
That
her,
did
but
happen.
it didn't happen.
I pulled you aside. I'm talking to Kate. I pulled you aside, and I was talking to you at the reunion, and I was like, do you feel like, all right, we're not that old, obviously. And 10 years ago, and I'm not saying we started anything, but I was like, you're the first girl I ever seen who had a bull ring. Like, you've had that for years.
Bull ring.
It is
Yeah,
a bull ring.
I've had it for a long ass time.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, do you like, weren't we talking about this?
Yeah, we were.
I was
Definitely.
like, not saying that you were a trendsetter, but like, when you,
God, they both just laugh because they just like, oh, Kate's freaking ego.
Kate's a trendsetter.
Yeah, go ahead.
No,
I'm
Kate's
sorry,
not
we're
cute.
sorry.
they're just
Ego.
jealous they don't have a bull ring. They're like, we can't get it now. Kate has
I
it.
don't have a bull ring. I'm really boring. Kate's really cool, so.
Yeah.
That's what they think.
Fuck you, Kate.
All the time.
Get out of the tree, Ivrie. So, but I'm like, I was saying, like, you had that in high school, right?
Yeah.
So, like, what were we talking about? You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
trendsetter. Like, I was like, all right. So, like, you feel cool when you do something. All right, bad term. I don't know if you guys consider yourself hipsters, but like, you're more like.
I was waiting for you to bring up that.
But you're like on that unique side of like, well, here's the problem with all right. So hipsters is like when you try to be different than everyone else. But now the problem is everybody wants to be a hipster. So like, you're all not used, but like people are in the same group. You're like, well, I'm trying to be like the anti-hipster or this hipster. You're just like, all right, guys, it's okay to be like have something in common with someone else. Like you don't have to be so against the man or against the whatever. Like
Yeah, no, I don't think it's. I think for a while in college, I definitely thought it was like an insult, mostly because like when you're trying to be different and someone groups you in with something, you're like, fuck you.
yeah,
But like, no, I don't think that's. I think being different and like being called a hipster like now is just like, I don't know. It's like if someone called you like Sporty Spice in high school because you fucking played one sport. Like it's just like, it's not wrong, I think, to categorize people in a way that just like fits easy. Jenna looked annoyed at me for that.
No.
well, here's the
I
thing
don't
too.
know.
It was different too because like you played sport. Like all right, say you were a hipster, but you played sports. You were a cheerleader. Ivrie, what you do?
I did shot put. I played I played basketball very terribly.
But I'm saying like you still venture out and you like that's how you make friends like with sports and like different shit like that.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean with the cheerleaders are like the popular girls and Jenna McDevitt and Chelsea.
No,
So
Jenna,
it's like-
Jenna Galt was so fucking cool in
Yeah.
high school.
I was the captain, so.
Oh, she was a cheerleading captain.
So was
Yeah.
Chelsea.
No, Chelsea wasn't senior
She
year
was
of football.
captain.
Not senior year of football. I bring it up to her all the time. Gus
Oh.
got kicked her out because she wrote a letter that put I in it instead of we, and Chelsea's still pissed off about it. So
Sorry, Chelsea.
Yeah, she'll get pissed if I bring it up. But like it's fine.
Actually, I think I was upset when she wasn't chosen
Yeah.
with me.
Because she's I was a junior and I wasn't a senior. Anyway, we'll have her come on and defend herself. But I'm saying what I was bringing up is like the unique thing. Like, do you get pissed off? Not saying like you started the bullnose ring, but like when you see someone do something. All right. Like I had tattoos at a young age too, but like at that young age, like I'm like, oh, I had them first. Like I don't really care, but like you're just like, not that people. I didn't create tattoos.
Yeah.
You didn't create the bull ring, but like you see other people getting it, you're like, I started that shit. You're like, I started that shit, so don't try to copy off me. But then like, you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, no, I feel like, oof.
Like, you're trying to be
it's hard
unique
for-
and then
yeah,
people
like,
copy your style.
I think I was weird pretty early on. I think that's fair, right?
Kate's
Kate's always
I
been
remember I went to-
different.
Yeah,
You were
okay.
different.
I remember
Thank
I went to a
She's
boys
weird.
soccer game, and you
Kind
go,
way
and
of
the girls
saying
played
weird.
before,
But that's why we love her.
and you were in the crowd
Aw.
eating you were eating Frosted Flakes in the crowd after a soccer game. I was like, where the fuck did she get cereal from? She just got done playing soccer.
Yo,
Sounds right.
Patty definitely sent me to school with that.
Sounds right.
best mom ever.
That was like
So
the best
chill.
thing about like me meeting Kate. Like, so do you remember Brian Hill from
Of course,
school?
gym
So
class hero.
he lived down the street from me, and it was like, all right, we're gonna all meet up and play Jailbreak or something. And
It's because he was fast.
he's
was
like,
kick
no,
the
but he's
can.
like, my mom said I have to go invite this girl who just moved down the street, so we have to go knock on her door and see if she wants to play.
Fucking weirdo.
Yeah, this fucking
Fair.
weirdo. And then like I met that fucking weirdo and was like, I want this
Yo,
weirdo in my
what's
life. Give me
up?
this weirdo. Like, yes, I found my person. So I don't know.
Yeah. No, definitely. I think like I understand the annoyance people have because like when you're weird from a young age and immediately set aside as weird for the things you like, when all of a sudden those things do become like a popular thing, you are just like. Like
not unique anymore.
Like I tried for years to make people think I was cool because I did that. And now all of a sudden, people that were already cool, regardless of that, now get to be extra cool because of it. And you're like, but like, now when I see people that have piercings, tattoos, whatever, just like open, you can see them, which like especially in like my field of like academia and science is a little bit out there. I love it so much. I love when anyone is a little bit
Break
weird
through that glass
or a little
ceiling.
bit out there, like my students, my coworkers, anyone I hire, like if they're just like maybe there's like that like stigma of like older generations being like, oh, I don't want to hire you because you look weird, but like now it's us, now it's me, now I'm hiring
Yeah, all the old people
and
are dying. They're fading out. I
Oh,
love that.
I don't want them to
Okay,
die.
boomer.
No, okay.
Okay,
I don't know.
boomer.
I mean, I love my department. Like nobody. I don't think anyone that's like higher than me or hired me or anything looks or acts or is anything like me. But they were all just like they don't
accepting.
they don't care. Yeah, they're just like whatever. And like now me, I don't not only do it's like I above not care. That's an annoying way of saying it, but like. I like when someone is a little bit off when I hire them and they're intelligent. If they're smart, they can do their job, but they look a little bit off. Like I almost like admire them a little bit more for it because I know what I went through and I know what they went through. Where like people totally think you're weird. Like,
I just love when we're gonna be old. It's gonna be different because like when my dad turned 40, I was like, holy fuck, he's old. But like the 40 now, like the dudes are wearing Jordans and shit still. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that older generation is like literally dying off or like changing. So it's like it's kind of nice knowing like our kids can look at us and they're not gonna be like, like we kind of looked at our parents. I was like, dorky, like you're dorky and shit. Like you know what I mean? Like the dad shoes or the this or that. Like times are kind of like by the time we're at that age, like we have already had cell phones like our kids did. Like
Well, it depends on like how you age and how you keep up with technology. and
right, there's
how
nerds
you-
no matter what. There's
Yeah.
gonna be nerds, but
Present.
like yeah, but I mean like I don't need my dad coming like walking down the hallway with a binder and like I'm like, Dad, knock it off. Like you can put the binder down, Dad. It's all good. You're not in school. But like I don't know what I'm trying to say, but
well,
I'm trying to say something.
I think we definitely have something our parents maybe not have had as us is we have a connection to the younger generations because we have the access to the same things they have access to. They're on the same social media we're on. They see the same news we do. We still read BuzzFeed. They all read BuzzFeed. Like it's like everyone
And
has
everything's
access.
24 hours too. So
Yeah,
It's
you
not-
can keep ahead.
you're not cut off from something that other people might have been cut off from.
Sure.
Like if everything like just going back to like news and stuff like that, like our parents and their parents and stuff were reading the newspaper and we weren't, so we were separated. Now, if shit's online, you get
You get
shit on
news
your
so
phone.
fast. So fast.
We're all getting it at the same time. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like you're not
Like
cut
if
off.
like Trump's getting impeached tonight, like if something important really happened, like we would all get
We'll all
updates
know.
on our phone.
And just be like, yay!
Top 5.
Or no, that's fine. It's fine. We're not.
But like just shit like that. Like my parents still watch the news at 6 after dinner. I never watch the news.
Yeah,
I
my
wouldn't know
my
what
dad
station to
still-
turn on.
My dad still reads the newspaper every day.
Tom
It's
Gall's
like-
great.
He
is
Unfucking-
great.
He's a good guy.
Yeah, we got to get in the top 5
Yeah,
anyway. So let's get in the top 5.
You trying to end
Oh
this?
crap! I forgot
or-
about that.
Hey.
Let's go. Welcome to the garage with Evan and friends. I think I'm gonna start changing up. I'll be like, this is the top 5 part. We don't know who's talking. We don't know who's talking.
It's muted anyway.
It's muted, so we're the only ones who hear it.
Everyone's like, why'd they stop talking?
Follow us on Podcast Garage on Instagram. Go to mancavecomplex.com to get all of our shit. Check out our YouTube channel. That's where you can see our faces and us in the flesh. To my left, as always, Mr. Ryan Ricketts.
What's up?
Across from us, Ivrie Meyer. Hello.
Am I unmuted?
You're on. You're on.
Unmuted.
I'm up.
Miss Northern Lights herself. Next to her, Jenna Gold. Hello.
What up, what up?
What's up, son?
And next to her, Miss Creative Wood.
I'm sad that I not Miss Northern Lights.
Yeah, she was there.
I miss
She
Northern
was
Lights.
there for the Northern Lights.
Son
She
of
was.
a bitch.
She caught them before I did.
So this is the top 5 part of the show. If you're just listening to this part of the episode, then you won't get any of the jokes that we just said. So this is the top 5 part of the. This is our last episode of 2019. Shout out to 2019. It was a good year personally for me. Actually probably the best year of my life personally.
Aw.
Yeah, I had a baby, so I mean I don't know how you top that.
Right.
We saw the Northern Lights.
Yeah, that.
You guys saw the Northern Lights.
That was
Well,
in 2017.
Ah, shit,
Oh.
I forgot.
Well,
Sorry, you're right.
there's
You're
still
right. Baby's
there's still a
better.
lingering
Now
smell.
that we're talking about it.
Smell.
Yeah, she shit, right? So so our top 5 tonight is going to be our top 5. I guess you would say like current
Stories.
events, stories, events that happened in 2019. Our top
Trends?
5, not personally. Yeah, we don't
Pop-
want to do personally. We're not trying to bring up like blah 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 blah.
Pop culture.
Pop culture references, stories, news stories. What we think are our favorite 5 stories of 2019 were. We all agree on that, right? Like that makes sense. I said
Yeah,
a lot,
I
but that
think
makes
so.
sense.
Yeah.
I think
So, pretty much this is just going to start a conversation of just random shit. It'll be our favorite current events of 2019, and
And like I was saying earlier, I am not good at remembering this kind of stuff, and also the articles that come out referencing the top stuff of the year
Yeah.
haven't been published yet. So I feel like I'm forgetting a ton of important stuff.
To forgetting important stuff.
There we go.
now mine are going to be a little goofy. I'm going to throw some shit in there. But why did you include that?
Yeah, I got a couple
Because-
serious and a couple goofy.
Because it's my list. You know, who gives a
Yeah,
fuck?
there you go.
There's no rules. We do this podcast because there's no bosses. I mean, Chelsea's kind of my boss. Like, she has a lot of influence in my life. But other than that, like, we don't have to.
You
listen-
should be so thankful
Yeah.
that that angel of a woman deals with you. She's a saint.
Thank you, Ivrie. Thank you for that. Just made me feel like I just got out of prison and she just accepted me back from fucking armed robbery for 5 years. All right, so let's do this.
Are you taking notes on our top 5s?
I'm
He
gonna
has
write mine
his
down,
written
stuff.
down.
You can
He's
write
got
down
his
whatever you want. You
written
need a pen?
Oh shit, no, dude.
Kate, you're up first.
Oh no.
All right, then Ivrie goes first.
Thank you.
I can go first. I made a list of
Just
my
your
first.
number 5.
So like the one I care the least about?
Correct.
Yes.
Very,
Okay.
yep.
Someone took a photo of a black hole.
Right. They
That's
did.
kind of cool.
It's very cool.
It's pretty dope.
And
It's
it was
actually-
it was
You
a
think
woman.
It's real?
It was
actually,
a woman.
It's actually my number 5 too.
I think it's real. Was it really?
For real.
Yeah, it's cool.
Black hole image.
It's an amazing thing that happened in
Is this it?
2019.
It is.
It is, yeah.
That's
That's it. And then there were lots of memes born from that, but
So what did she think it was? Like an eclipse or something?
she knew it was a
No,
black
she
hole.
thought it was a black hole.
How the fuck did she know where the black hole was going to be?
I don't know.
There's
I didn't see
there's like
that.
science behind it.
There is sci-
Algorithms.
yeah, there's science.
Yeah.
Now, like, have you guys looked into black holes?
Yes.
Shit. I'm just saying, like, the meaning. Describe a black hole. What's the definition of a black hole? Ivrie?
It's a super duper dense. Oh,
Yeah,
Ivrie,
ask,
sorry.
no.
Ivrie, answer. Okay.
No, ask the scientist, please. Caitlin,
Neil deGrasse Tyson, please.
Crate deGrasse Tyson.
enlighten us.
Super duper dense, like more dense than you could ever imagine. Like if you took the entirety of our world and combined it into something smaller than a grain on this piece of wood. Massively, massively dense, crazy low temperatures. You know how like
Light can't even get away from it.
yeah, literally. So like like the density of our Earth pulls people to it. That's why you fall to Earth because
Right.
the Earth pulls you towards it.
Gravity, yep.
Got it. He's taking important notes over there. The density of a
High school
black hole. I hope he
gravity.
just wrote like science is boring.
He drew a poop emoji. I think he
Oh,
did.
that's better than what I have to say. It's just like so much more dense than Earth that like anything that goes near it light, nothing can escape. Like if you were to be on the
So what's in a black hole then?
so if you were to be on the precipice of a black hole, right?
Jesus.
The precipice.
Try
I
to say
know.
that.
Preface it. I can't say excavation.
Guess how
was just gonna say,
friggin'
you try to say
Please,
that.
please say precipice.
Precipice.
perfect.
Yeah,
Nailed
very
it.
good.
Thank
Guess how friggin' good I
I'm
did
not
on my
that drunk.
SATs.
He's not that drunk.
So there's this weird. Nobody can tell what's at the center of a black hole because the faster you are moving, relevant to the speed of light, the slower time moves. Jenna looks bored already. She's already checking her phone.
Jenna's like, what's
I'm
that
getting
So if you were to
Instagram.
run
Get
so
away from the
fast
top
that you were
five.
going at a fraction of the speed of light, theoretically time would slow down for you. You would age slower than everybody else. So
Well, everybody's
Right, I remember
everybody's watch
Interstellar.
is different somehow.
Interstellar.
yeah, that's
like
how
51 years or something like
GPSs have to account for that because they are farther away from the density of Earth than we are. They have to compensate for the fact that time moves faster for things.
I definitely know what I'm going to talk to you about the next time you come on.
I was gonna
For-
say we
is
should
it
just let
Black
you talk
holes
about
in
fucking.
space.
Is it just like how uncool are you?
No, because I don't know. We had our friend Eddie on, and we're really into like conspiracies and aliens and space. So like, I feel like you'd be a good guest to go in with that.
Oh, I'll learn.
He
about
brought
it.
a Bob Lazar painting.
I don't know what that is, but I'll learn for next time. I promise.
Interesting.
So the faster you're moving, the slower time moves for you. So when you get and time moves in the direction of gravity, which
But,
is
like-
like really annoying and complicated. So like, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, so if I was moving really fast
How did she get the picture of the black hole?
and Ed was moving really slow,
Don't talk about the bike race again. All right, we're over it. We're done with the bike race.
theoretically I would finish before Ed.
Yeah.
No. So if I'm moving really fast, and this is a part of Interstellar that I didn't get, Matthew McConaughey. So I would be younger than him. Like, isn't time relative? I don't.
Time is relative. I'm not sure. I'm not
I
that.
stumped you.
I was gonna say I'm not that great.
good.
You did. Yeah, I'm not that great at theoretical physics. It's not my field of study. It's just something I've.
Same.
It's not my field of study either.
We dabble in the field of.
I dip my toe in the black hole every once in a
theoretical
while, but
physics.
I just thought like, oh, somebody took a picture of a black
Ivory,
hole.
this is your
Cool.
5. She hasn't said a fucking word.
So like theoretically at a black
I just
hole.
thought it was cool.
It is.
It is cool.
This is the.
But
total,
I'll let the science.
I know.
But I
Everybody
think-
just
but I
hates it.
think
Like
the
as soon
science-
as you start learning, you're just like, oh god, what's something funny?
Right, but I think the science behind it is what makes it cool.
Yeah.
Well, at least for me, that's why it made my top 5.
I like
So,
it.
so go ahead.
I enjoy the fact that like if somebody was falling into a black hole, you would fall infinitely. Time would slow down so much that you could never actually. So like when science trying to model it, time slows down so much at that high density of gravity. So how strong gravity is and how fast you would theoretically move at that gravity. Time itself would move so slow that you cannot tell what happens because when you reach the speed of light, time comes. To
I mean,
a halt.
let's be realistic. If you are in a black hole, you're gonna die, though, right?
For sure, yeah, definitely.
So then none of that
Smushed
even
into
fucking
nothing.
means
But
anything.
when you're drinking twisted tea, it sounds so
Like so, like all that
interesting.
shit sounds great, but like you're just dead. So
I know.
it
I
doesn't
feel like a
fucking
lot
matter.
of what I just said is wrong because I've probably like Googled it at like 3 a.m. super drunk. I'm like, oh god, how does freaking time work? And
So a
then I-
black hole technically could swallow Earth, right? Or at least Russia.
No, but the science behind it, I think, is what makes it cool.
The science behind
I
it is
don't-
why I
I
don't
don't-
believe in religion.
I
I
don't
don't-
understand.
yeah, I
and
think
I can't wrap my head around it. Like you said, that
it's really really
if
hard.
time changes because of how fast you're moving, I don't know. I can't wrap my head around that.
Like I don't know
Like,
much
we talk about
science.
like infinity
right.
and shit like that.
Oh,
before.
infinity
Like, you
blows
can't-
my fucking mind.
How can you wrap your head around?
You can't.
To fun fact answer the
Endless.
question of could it swallow Earth, would we perceive it? Because no, time would stop.
See, that's what like.
Well, it doesn't make any sense.
I-
That's why I don't believe
Some
in
real
religion, 'cause
scientist
science.
out there is gonna be like, she's so fucking wrong. But like I
but those real scientists aren't coming on.
Let's
so.
And they're
try
not
to
here
get
right
Neil
now.
deGrasse Tyson to come on.
yeah, it's
Garage
someone with a
Podcast.
better degree in physics. than me.
We can go into that deeper, but we have another
I feel like if
9
we,
to do.
but if we're so wrong, Neil deGrasse Tyson might come on. He's gonna be like, I have to correct the record. I have to go on there.
He's a great man. He might.
Let's try.
All right.
Let's try.
Number
I
5.
hope he likes
Top
more highlights.
5, number 4, Ariana Grande.
No. 5 for Jenna. Number 5 for Jenna.
That's how they do it?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
You better think of something quick.
Well, mine is way less interesting than the black hole.
So are mine.
I have like, I didn't really do. I didn't do good at working.
Say
I
it.
don't want to say any of them now.
Jenna, just
All
do
right.
it.
Mine isn't like a pop culture. I guess it's kind of pop culture, but it's more of like a trend. White Claws.
Ain't no
Coming
laws when
in.
you're drinking claws, baby.
I
been
hope
drinking claws
that
all night.
soundbite gets looped so many.
Oh, we're gonna have
Loop it. Have some fun with the sound effects.
We'll do it.
White Claw blew up this year.
Yeah. And the
White Claw was so popular that they ran out.
No. Craft beer is like legitimately dying because of White Claw. That's like a real, actual thing that's happening.
Well, it's because craft beer is not as good as people make it out
It's
to
true,
be, too.
but White Claw Spike Seltzer.
All right,
But also people like
is
on a
he
loop.
dead?
Are you in a black hole?
no, but also like I think like Mike's Hard Lemonade and other people, Angry Orchard, like companies like that are suffering because people who can't drink alcohol or
Yeah, it's
beer because of
gluten-free.
gluten,
Yeah.
they're all going to like White Claws or
Makes sense.
whatever.
They hit their
stuff
market.
like that.
And it tastes good. They don't drink it to
Yeah.
get fucked up. It tastes good.
But there's
Yeah.
also a difference between White Claw and like the Trulies and
Well, they're all seltzers, but yeah.
yeah.
other seltzers.
But I
where you're
mean-
like,
But I
how
think
come this
White
one's good
Claw,
and this one's
like,
gross?
I don't
I'm
know
in,
what they did.
so I'm in
differently.
grad school for marketing and advertising right now, and someone just in like one of our classes did a project about like Truly versus White Claw and like analyze their marketing, but we did like a taste test.
I like
You
Truly
couldn't tell
better.
the difference.
And it no,
Oh.
people could clearly tell the difference, but people favored Truly over White Claw because like Truly was more flavored.
Yes.
But people are saying like Truly has this weird aftertaste that's kind of like chemical taste. So
Okay.
it's like really
Like lunch meat.
artificial. So they're kind of like, So Truly wants to get rid of that weird aftertaste, but
Yeah.
it's like, but that's why people favor it over White Claw. It's like, yeah, whole weird.
So what's the science behind that?
yeah, let's hear it.
You're gonna have me back in a little bit. I'll have to research that.
I'm just waiting for White Claw to come out with a maple flavor.
Oof.
You
Ew.
get
But
it?
I like.
I'm gonna get like a mahogany smoked.
Can I get a
barrel
oak
aged
Claw?
But I like White Claw. Well, obviously the
It's such a
taste of
beach,
it,
like,
but
water.
it's such it's like when you're on vacation,
Like
like
Corona
down the
sucks,
shore.
but people like
It's
Corona when
so
it's hot out.
good.
White Claw
And
is
I
like
feel like
refreshing.
and I don't feel like I ever have a hangover when I drink it.
Exactly.
I can drink a shit ton and
You feel
Which is
hydrated.
huge.
You're an
Yeah, you feel
alcoholic.
hydrated.
Number 5.
Kate, number 5.
Okay, let me like pick one out of all of these things that I've had like going on.
The
I think-
36 that I have written down.
No, like none. Like I forgot. So the issue is that like as you'll gather from my friends, I'm not too connected to like normal. No, like, I'm aware of it, super aware of it. It's just like my interests are hyper nerdy.
Whatever you want to say, just say it.
I think number 5 maybe like pop culture that people relate to, maybe like Chernobyl, the show, the HBO.
Of course.
Yeah.
Did you guys watch it? Did anyone else watch it?
Fucking nerd. No, I'm just kidding.
We've all watched it.
She's not.
so I did not watch it.
I didn't watch it either. I don't have
it's-
HBO.
Okay, I didn't watch it either because I'm lazy and I only watched
All right.
Gilmore Girls on repeat for the rest of my life.
One more. Did you watch it? Or am I the biggest
How many
nerd
episodes
here?
are there? Because
Don't
I think I've seen 4 of them.
All right. Well, you're
It's
close. I
probably
think
out of like
it's
6 or 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Missed
think
a
it.
couple.
I think it was HBO's. We're so sorry for
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones. Which
Yeah,
will
because
come.
it was like one of the highest rated.
Yeah, so like pretty much everyone
TV
was just
shows
like,
of all time.
"Oh, Game of Thrones, the ending sucked." Especially Brianna. Shout out Brianna.
Holler, she hated it.
She hated it.
Khaleesi
And then, like
hated the ending of
HBO was just like, "We're so sorry. Here's this masterpiece," and it was Chernobyl.
I guess I'm never going to be able to say my top 5 separately because one of mine was the ending of Game of Thrones.
You
That's-
liked it?
That's higher up
No,
in my
just-
list.
Oh,
Just
it
the
just was
fact
a
that-
thing.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so then we'll revisit that.
But it's just funny. Not
Right.
that I was like, "Good job."
No, yeah, I didn't really have an opinion one way or the other. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about Chernobyl.
So you enjoyed Chernobyl?
Yeah.
Is what your 5 is.
I mean, in my classes, it was like a class. Like you learned about Chernobyl. Like it was like, here's how to not engineer a plant. For sure, don't do this.
Well, they were rushed, right?
It was more. It wasn't so much rushed as it just was like people not communicating and untrained staff and rushing because of regulations that you have to meet that were maybe needed to be cared about sooner. I mean, it's the same thing as like every business. It's like, all right, we need this now. Or, like, we can't do it that good. They're
I was
like,
gonna
well,
say
do
not
it.
rushed, but pushed.
Do it crappy, but do it by this time period. That kind of thing.
All right. Well, not to go with exactly Chernobyl, but like my number. Did you?
Yeah, my number 5 was a black hole.
Because my number 5 would just be like the whole Area 51 craze.
Oh,
So, like
yeah.
that hit so. Yeah, well, obviously storming Area 51. It was such a false thing. Nobody was gonna do that. Like it's an Air Force base, so you'll get fucking mauled. You just don't do that. A bunch of geeks ain't just gonna fucking maul or storm Area 51. But the idea that like Bob Lazar came out with all these facts and like I don't 100% believe him, and by 100% I probably only believe him like 10%, but I do believe in like the fact that like they probably do test some shit, and I definitely believe in aliens, but like I don't believe in aliens the way that like you would be like, you know,
There's blue
greetings, Earthlings, and these little
Yeah.
green things. Like obviously there's other life than just Earth. So that, but the whole Area 51 craze was just hilarious because there was just people like nerds coming out of nowhere for no reason, like we're storming area. I'm like, guys, I don't know if you know this, but like other countries can't storm places in the United States. What are you gonna do after just eating your fucking thing of Lunchables? You're just gonna run towards fucking an Air Force base, like
Right, we talked about
Area
all the
fi-
things that they could do.
Like
all the
you just like
non-lethal
Naruto
things.
Area-
right the frick
yeah,
out of it.
right.
Like,
Area 51 is outside of Vegas, like 200 miles. So, but the size of Area 51, like people think Area 51 is like the size of a Walmart. You know what I mean? Like no,
Yeah.
Area 51 is the size of like
Philadelphia.
Philadelphia. Like it's huge.
Right.
You're not getting within. All right, say
And the technology they have to fucking see you coming.
Alien vapor rays, obviously.
Obviously.
they have everything. Like you're not getting close to
But that's what we were talking about. All the ways that they could keep you wet. Like imagine you and all your fucking 1,000 people
running.
running at the gate, and you can see the gate, and then a fucking fighter jet flies 8 feet above your head and just. I'm like,
Dude,
Oh,
when you're
fuck,
at the Eagles game and
That's
they
gonna
fly
stop
across
you.
you before the American, I was literally unloading Chelsea's car. We were doing something. The Eagles game was on at 1. This Eagles Stadium is what if we were to drive there a half hour away.
Mhm.
The jets start from God knows where to fly over during the national anthem. I was unloading her car and all you hear is like in the background. I'm like, oh shit! And then like
Yeah.
they eventually pass you like. I'm like, Chelsea, could you imagine being like fucking Baghdad talking shit to the U.S. and they don't even have to drop a missile. Like, I heard it like 5 minutes before they passed me. And then they passed me and like the house was rumbling.
right.
And then they were
And they
still
passed-
going a half hour away.
They passed high up too. Imagine if they would pass like fucking.
Low, yeah.
They.
That's
Those
like
guys
where
are
Jenna's
talented.
at.
If they pass like they can pass like fucking 8 feet above your head.
Dude, and
You
three
can
of
like
them.
get a good jump and fucking touch it.
Dude,
That's how high
three of them in a fucking straight line. I'm like, they could do whatever they want to anybody. Like, all right, the Poconos is 100 miles away from here. What are we even talking? Area 51, whatever. Like, I'm not getting.
We gotta get to the end of
I'm
this
not,
fucking
getting, I'm not
episode.
getting into Area 51. Like,
Yeah.
obviously, that's not
It's
happening.
hilarious.
But it was just a hilarious
thing.
thing. Number 5, Area 51.
What's your number 4?
My number 4 was the
Fucking
dark.
tangents.
Yeah, just going.
I'm hoping that either of you know about the Dark Crystal.
Dark Crystal.
Okay, so
Is that the vodka Dan Aykroyd sells?
no,
wish.
he sells the Skull
That's
vodka.
Crystal Head.
Crystal Head.
Yeah,
Skull.
no,
Yeah,
not quite the
Crystal.
same. So Jim Henson, guy who did the Muppets, did this thing in like the 70s, late 70s, which was like this story about these like they're puppets. So like they came out with a new version of this like it was a movie, now it's a series about like these fucking puppets that like try to save their like magical mystical world. And I figured that none of you would know what it is, but it was like very much a highlight of my year, and I really
It
enjoyed
was a TV show?
watching it. Yeah, so they made a Netflix series, and it's like 10 episodes or
What's
something.
it called?
but It's fucking fantastic. The main point really is that like I discovered about myself that like all I want in this life is to
puppets.
be a puppeteer. That's a real ass thing that people get to do. They get to be a puppeteer and
don't
just
wanna do
like
that.
make up. No, why would you not want to be a
No,
puppeteer?
you don't
Why?
wanna be that.
Why not?
Stop it.
Fucking amazing. They just
Yeah.
move their hand and they waddle around and it's just it's amazing.
Especially like being Big Bird.
it's incredible.
Oh, what do you do for a living? I'm Big
Big
Bird.
Bird.
Right? Right? So like these people are and so like I said this to my boyfriend, like these people get to be like what they want to be for their life and they're a puppeteer and it's so great and
Why
I
do
just
they
want to
get
be
to do it? I don't.
and he was like, you're fucking nuts. I'm like, but they get to be a puppeteer and I just want to be a puppeteer. You know, like I just
No, I totally disagree with your
Do you,
number 4.
do you remember when
I
Dark
totally
Crystal,
disagree with that.
Dark Crystal first came out? And it's just like people with bangs in their ears or sometimes
yeah, they have elfie ears.
their ears are sometimes
It's all
outside.
sex fetishes, man.
I don't
That makes this
think
weirder
so.
than
I
what I'm
don't
about to
think
say.
so.
Yeah, she's saying that
No, you
because of
wanna
what
fuck a
she
puppet.
said.
Continue.
The puppets, right? They're these like little people with bangs and their ears hang out sometimes. And Ivrie was like, "You look just fucking like those guys." Like, because I had bangs like right to here, and
I
she's
feel
like,
like I know
Lana.
what
"You
you're
look
talking about
exactly."
now.
Like what they look like?
Yeah.
it's just fucking incredible. This like world is so beautiful, and like I know I sound like a huge nerd right now, but it's just fucking amazing.
No, it was pretty cool. It was like very much sci-fi. Like if you were really into the Christmas movies, like Year Without a Santa Claus, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, like all of those claymations, if you were really into those, but from like a sci-fi perspective of liking Harry Potter.
It's just it's a fantasy
Yeah, you've got a picture
sci-fi
of it.
world. Like
What was the one that you said that looked like me? What was her name?
I don't know.
Probably that one. The one, it's brown hair and it has bangs.
Well, that's the boy. So if
Well-
you want to look like the boy, then
And
sure.
that's what you look like.
There we go.
They look like
But-
Zelda.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
just this. Yeah, they're elfish kind of, but then there's like other species, and like I know it's nerdy, but it's just like it's so beautiful, and people get to be fucking puppeteers, and I want to be a puppeteer. I want to be a puppeteer.
That's the sum of the story.
So I
I
wanna
think
be a
that's
puppeteer.
number 4.
I feel like it'll come back at what I'm guessing is number 1.
Okay, I'm just
Ooh,
hinting.
sign
Okay,
I'm
shut your
hinting.
face.
I'm hinting to number 1 that like I want to be a puppeteer. So just remember that for number 1. Continue.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Jenna, what's
Number
your number
4.
All right, I keep going after Ivrie, which makes me sound.
It's a lot to live up to.
I don't know if mine's like typically in order. I had like a bunch of ideas.
It's all
but
good.
I'm just going off. All right, I'll go number 4. The Netflix documentary, The Game Changers.
I don't know.
Ah, you vegans.
So this is just getting into the topic. I didn't really watch The Game Changers, but my boyfriend did. But he's been a vegan.
Give me a quick like.
It's
summary.
about. I think it's,
Did you watch
the
it,
whole
Rod?
thing is
No.
about
I did.
vegan and vegan living and
Plant-based
how
athletes.
you eat and yes. I think
watched it.
Arnold Schwarzenegger. I can't.
It's all
Arnold
misconstrued.
Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
There's a lot of it that's misconstrued.
Arguably one of the.
Basically, is what I'm getting into is just like the whole vegan thing becoming like
Mainstream.
mainstream. Yeah.
Bottle cap,
Kate?
apparently. So the dude who directed, there's a guy named Chris Kressler too, who's like real pro in the like meat and stuff too.
Yeah.
So him and the main character of Game Changers were on Rogan and they had a debate. It's like it gets real messy. Like it's whatever
does.
it's whatever your body wants to do, but like don't tell me that plant-based, oh well, your meat, the cows eat grass, so really everything comes from plant-based. Like just not
No,
all.
that's
I
a
understand that
bunch
you
of-
can improve your life and stuff and like you want to do that, but if you want me to go vegan, it's never going to fucking happen.
Yeah.
Like I understand the whole thing. Like there was definitely some good points in the documentary,
Mhm.
but like everything I question everything. So like I always think that the director has like an agenda of what they're doing. So everything's always biased. Like,
Oh,
they're
yeah,
always
for
gonna
sure.
put what the point that they want to get across. They you can bury any facts. Like you can create anything when you put it on.
Yeah. So the one
But your
documentary.
boyfriend's vegan now, and I'm
So no, he wasn't vegan because of that. The first documentary we watched was What the Health, and after that he did become vegan, but it wasn't strictly because of the documentary.
Uh-huh.
It was for health reasons.
Okay.
Can you grab that bottle cap out of
We-
my
we-
throat?
we tried,
She's
we tried.
literally
She's
biting
very,
my hand
very
'cause I'm
pissed
trying
about
to
it.
get it. She's biting my hand.
She's really, really angry about not eating the bottle cap. Do you hear that?
She will not let
Jesus.
it go.
You might want to get.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah, you should. Probably.
You're the only one drinking out of a bottle anyway.
She's mad.
Yeah, it's your bottle cap. You dick.
Dad's coming over. You're in trouble. You're in
Um,
trouble.
Kate, you're number 4.
Oh,
Number
mine
4.
got cut short.
Oh no, sorry.
No.
I thought you were done. I'm sorry.
Mine is along the same lines. I really, and I'll continue the conversation with you. I really like this whole movement into all of a sudden Burger King has an Impossible Burger, White
They
Castle.
cook it on the same grill.
I've never had an Impossible Burger.
They
Like,
cook
I
it
don't
on
It
the
wanna
tastes
same
try
good.
grill as the other burger, and it's like a big lawsuit.
I want to try it, but like it's always like $3 more, and I'm like, I'm
Yeah.
just gonna get a real burger.
It is a little bit more expensive, but like if you think about it, the reason beef is so cheap is because people consider the animals' lives to be worth nothing.
Okay.
Ooh, how do you feel about
I know,
that?
I'm very
I'm not
deep.
really worried about it.
So,
I don't-
I get concerned about life all the time. Like the older I get, the more I'm like, oh,
Your life or just life?
life in general. Like it just like fucking blows my mind.
and
And the
sorry,
older,
go ahead.
the older I get, the more I'm like, I can't kill things. I can't even kill fleas on my cats anymore. Like,
Oh, come on.
which is
That's
like
bad.
that. I know, I can, I do because the cats. I'm like, you fuck with my cats, I will fucking hit you. But like I definitely I agree with her on like it's super important, and as soon as you get sucked into the media of it, and as soon as you're aware of like what's happening to these animals,
I don't approve of factory farming, but there's also so much. I only have so much time on this earth, so I need to.
Do you eat a
No.
lot of meat?
Yeah,
Like every day you eat meat? How
Definitely.
many meals?
I don't
All
eat
of them.
breakfast, so lunch, dinner, and my snack is definitely all meat.
So I agree with you. Like I enjoy eating meat. I love hot wings. Like anyone who knows me, that's my favorite food. But coming from someone who has become vegan and I live with them, I eat way less of it. I think I feel better. I feel better about what I'm doing for the environment, and I think it's a better way of living life, I guess.
Sure, no,
Well,
I
my-
eat vegetables too. I'm
I
not a
don't know.
carnivore.
Right.
But-
My meals are generally based around meat, though.
It is though.
protein,
It
and
becomes
then
the
what kind of
central
vegetable,
protein.
Right,
yeah.
but where mine's not, like, because I don't cook. He does all the cooking basically, and so I eat what he eats for dinner, and it's never
Vegetables.
meat. It's
Yeah.
vegetables or
Like, I totally
carbs
get
or-
it, but like, I have hunters in my family. I know hunting is ethical and shit like that. Like, the
Yeah.
number one killer of deer is starvation. I'm pretty sure getting shot in the head's better than starving to death. So there's that, or freezing to death out in the wilderness.
No, I mean that's like what Kate operates on. Is like she'll eat meat like occasionally, and like when we were in Norway, she ate meat because it was like it's not factory farmed here. It's like if they lived like a decent life and they were murdered like by a hunter or something, like it's just a little bit different than being stuck in like this tiny cage in like some horrible.
All right, well, this is how I feel too. There's nothing I can do to change it. Every time you go to the shopper and shit, there's meat and meat and meat. What do you
Yeah,
want
but
that?
you can choose not to buy it.
I
Well-
could choose not to buy it, but I know other people. All right, here's the thing. This is going to be a bad comparison.
Ooh, don't say this to me. I'm so. Go ahead, say it to me.
Well, this is going to be a bad comparison. Say I was a drug dealer. If I wasn't a drug dealer, somebody else is going to sell the drugs and make the money. So, like, somebody's always going to buy it. Just because I stop doesn't mean other people
Yeah,
are
but
gonna
you're
stop.
one less person buying it.
Right, it's the
Also-
same thing.
And making
It's
an
the same
impact.
thing as, like, I don't vote because I don't give a fuck about politics. And they're like, every vote counts. I'm like, it really doesn't, though.
Not in New Jersey.
No
We're-
vote counts.
We're
'cause, like,
Democratic.
none of that shit happened. Nothing's
yeah,
ever
but you
changed.
could say that for every state. It doesn't matter because we're
Hairspray,
Republican,
whatever.
like-
I could.
I'm
I could
only
have told
here for
you.
so
There's
long.
plenty of purple.
All right. Well,
space
I
out
won't
there.
argue that. I
I'm
won't argue
only-
that one. I won't argue
I'm
that
only
one.
here for so long.
Vote
I can
locally,
only.
definitely.
I can't be
Don't
stressed
disagree.
out about fucking chickens being in a coop. It is what I don't know what to do.
So,
There's nothing I
There
can do.
is something to do. Buy eggs that are farmed cage.
But here's the thing too, like
free.
people only have so much money too. I can't waste an extra $3 on fucking cage-free eggs that I don't even know if they're cage-free.
You're not
Why?
wasting-
Because they're fucking brown. Anybody can dye an
No,
egg
but
brown.
you do your
Okay.
research.
I'll give
Come
you.
on, man,
I'll give
I
you.
only
A,
have so much time in a day here.
I'll give you a quick example. Which people give all the time. People say all the time, if everyone else was kicking a puppy, would you kick that puppy?
That puppy
Well,
deserved it.
people look at dogs different ways all over the
Shitty
country.
That's a bullshit answer. You
No, it
wouldn't,
ain't.
you wouldn't kick a puppy. Look at your
right
dog.
Here, yeah, right here I wouldn't, but people don't look at dogs the same way in Mexico they do here.
Okay, so like my whole thing is most of our, I won't say generation, but like population maybe. We'll say most of our population operates on the ideal that like, why should I try if no one else is trying? The more we propagate that ideal, the less people there are making a positive change, because clearly,
It's got to start with somebody.
well, also
Yeah.
it's visible. It's not just like we're just making it up and like hopefully someone fucking does something. It's super visible in the fact that like, let's go. We'll pick one example. Let me pick reusable grocery bags, right? Initially, everyone was like, "Give me a bag, give me plastic bags. Who cares? Everyone's doing it. Why are you bothering lugging all these bags around? Everyone's just gonna get a bag," which is what I started out with. Like I've been like a hyper nerd about the environment for like super long, to the point where it's annoyed the crap out of my friends.
Right.
Which, like, fair enough. And initially everyone's like, why bother? Why try? Now we have major corporations charging money for brown paper bags because so many people are against this plastic bag thing. Like, for instance, if I go to Petco around the corner from me, I got to pay for a bag. If I go to, so I dye my hair a funky color sometimes. If I go to Sally Beauty Supply, I got to pay 15 cents for a brown paper bag now. So it's clearly having an effect on major industry, massive
Straws.
massive corporations, straws,
Yeah.
compostable straws.
There's that one video when they pulled out that turtle's
No,
nose.
I wanted to
Oh
be,
my
I wanted to
God.
be that for Halloween. I wanted to be a turtle with a straw coming out of my nose, and Ivrie was like, "No, you'll hurt my feelings."
I can't.
And,
that
like,
has
so-
fucking.
What's the
ruined
chances that
super-
happens often?
super good example.
No
Who cares? It happened to one fucking turtle
Wait,
and it literally
I mean-
cried tears.
Let me put Ivrie on blast because it's fun.
Oh no.
When I first became a vegetarian in like 2000 and
I like that
Not-
you say vegetarian. I'm down for a vegetarian. I'm not cool with vegan.
Well, she was
At
like
least a vegetarian. I
she
can
was
respect.
pescatarian. She would eat like
Yeah,
fish.
Right, the warrior diet, whatever the fuck that means.
I ate fish. I go to the shore every summer with my family. We get fish. We go fishing ourselves on this like boat sometimes. Like fish as I get it. We're a local. We're a coastal. It's available to us wild. We're not
Definitely.
raising. those things. But like one time when I first became a vegetarian, and this is like really funny, but like really mean, but like I totally
21st birthday.
I know Ivorie's no. Before that, I grown a lot. Totally not making fun because Ivrie is like more conservative than a lot of people I know right now. And as far as no, I'm not like genuine like shops at Whole Foods, Wegmans, like conservative.
I try to like cut out meat when I can. Like,
yeah, been really great about it. And but when I first became a vegetarian, we were in high school. I was a freshman. In high school.
Oh.
Do you remember what I'm going to say now? Yep. When I first became a vegetarian, until I was a vegetarian, she pegged McDonald's chicken nuggets at my face. Didn't eat them.
Dude, eat a fucking chicken nugget. Just eat
pegged them at
Let's be realistic. Do you think they're 100% chicken nuggets?
No, it doesn't
Who knows
matter.
what the fuck they are?
But
it's the idea.
The important thing is the difference in worth. Like what you give to, what the worth you give to something life, which is like super corny and fucking annoying. And I totally get.
No, I'm not saying you're wrong.
I've
but,
heard
like,
myself talk.
I just can't.
I know.
But like what it was like just eat fucking meat. Like just get over it. Just get over whatever you do. But like I get it now. Now I understand. Like
people.
I don't want like pigs to be in cages and people kick them and shit. I get it, but like pigs are way overpopulated. They need to be hunted. And pork's the cheapest meat I can buy. I eat pork chops like 3 times a week.
I never. Everyone, people I live with eat meat. People I've lived with all the time. My whole family eats meat. I'm the only vegetarian.
I gotta survive too. Is all I'm trying to say.
The only vegetarian in my family is me, and like I love them all.
You say you have to survive, but like she survives. Like why isn't it the same?
I hate to cut you guys off, but we're never getting through this.
I know. Let me just say one last thing.
Good.
It's super duper silly, but like in college I gave a speech. I had public speaking. They're like, "What do you want to talk about?" I was like, "Oh, being a vegetarian," because I was like, "Oh, I'm fucking cool. Like, check this out."
Boo!
I know. That's what everyone
Trend
says.
setting though.
Oh god, yeah, the bull rank and the vegetarian. But the one thing I like really love to know is that other countries we eat massively more meat than them. So much more meat than every other
That's why
country.
America's number one.
Yeah.
We eat
America, baby.
We eat like twice as much meat as like every other country combined, or something ridiculous like that. Like I had like this like crazy fun fact, and it's not about not eating meat. Totally eat your pork chops. I agree with you. Eat meat, eat chicken nuggets, eat whatever you want. But the importance is balance. Like you want to definitely have a little bit of it. Like, it should be 1/3 of your meal, not 3/4 of your meal. That's just little things, tiny little things, like tiny little changes in your diet. And like not everybody has to do it. You don't have to do it for every meal. If you do it for one meal a day, like all right, if I eat meat 3 times a day, just do it one less time. Eggs and
Well, I do that. I don't
bread
eat
and
breakfast.
Perfect. He's already got it.
Yeah,
He's a
you're an
trendsetter.
environmentalist.
You're on the way.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't eat breakfast.
Perfect.
So.
Exactly.
Ghost.
My number 4
Yeah.
was the Game of Thrones.
I'm gonna
ending.
write them. We're gonna talk about this.
It
It
was
was a bunch of bullshit.
right. So the fact that it drew so much shit that it was horrendously bad and all that kind of stuff, I thought it was okay.
Yeah.
It wasn't the end of the world, but I think people had the hopes
Yes.
so high,
Yes.
set so high that this was going to be
It's
the
the greatest show ever.
greatest
It was
ending
and it
to the
ended-
greatest show
No.
of all time. And they had to end it somehow.
You knew though it wasn't going to end how you wanted it to end.
It had to end somehow.
Yeah.
Like
But-
everyone couldn't just die. It wasn't The Departed. They couldn't kill everybody.
Are
Like,
you-
eh,
Are you worried about spoilers?
No.
Okay. Bran?
Right, but I think it was the way.
Is that the young retarded king who became?
Yes.
Correct.
I wouldn't
It was-
use those words because of where I work,
Right,
but like,
fuck
you know.
up. No,
I never
he
even.
knows.
I never watched Game of Thrones ever in my
He
life.
knows.
Oh, good
Me
guess.
neither.
Oh,
Um,
I hate you both. Except
But it was-
Oh wait,
I
Blissful.
admire you both,
I
but
saw,
for
like,
different
2
reasons.
episodes.
not
yeah,
for Game of
yeah,
Thrones.
yeah.
It was a way to go straight down the middle and just end it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
they did what they had to do in order to end the series. Series either end too late or too early,
Yeah.
and they were trying to find a way to just end it just right.
Yeah.
I understand it. I wasn't a big fan of it, but I didn't. People are like, those fucking writers are fucking out of their mind.
They dropped
They
the
should never
Starbucks
get it.
cup. Who's the?
Well,
Nobody
they
paid
Never get a job
attention.
ever again.
It's like if they had extended it to the point where you could like draw out Daenerys becoming a mad queen, like I would get it. Like if you watched her descend into that, but it was just like, well, let's just make her bad, and she'll do something
No,
terrible,
just
and then
ended.
it'll end.
I
Like
think,
it's too much.
let me, how much do you think those writers made for writing that ending?
Tons.
Probably
Tons.
a
I
couple
think-
tons.
I think-
mil.
I think Brie Dornizak could have written a better ending.
She's very studied up
She
on
could
all
have
that
if she was
lore.
here.
Yeah, but she's not here, so let's move
Not,
on to the
There's
next.
There's
the
so
more-
many individual people who can create something better. We just don't
I-
have the platform.
I personally, I mean, I could have written some like I feel like I could have done it. Like I just could have done it better than that. I think that's not. It's not that they didn't do it. They did an ending. They came up with a plot. They came up with a reason for the plot. I just feel like every individual watching that show feels like they could have done it better.
Yeah, I guess.
And that may or may not be the case. The problem is we'll never know.
Yes, we will never know.
Number 4.
My number 4. All right, let me try to pump through this one because this one means nothing. This is so stupid, but like it really puts a bad taste in my mouth.
Cannot wait.
Jesse Salmet.
Who?
Salmet.
Smollett.
Who?
Jesse Smollett.
Who?
The dude from the actor who staged a fake hate crime against himself.
Who?
Jesse Smollett.
What?
You never heard about this?
No.
What did he act in?
Empire.
Empire.
And
yeah.
he
Okay.
what?
So he's a gay black man.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
They were
and he
going to get
sta-
rid of him.
Okay. Okay.
I
Okay.
still
okay,
know
okay.
that.
And he
Okay, I do
he
know.
staged a fake. He said that Trump supporters jumped him at 2 a.m. in the morning, put a noose around his neck, and beat him up, calling him like homophobic, racist stuff.
They were going
He's-
to fire him from the show.
Do you know why we should know about this?
He staged
SNL
the whole
made fun
thing.
of it.
Oh.
He
There we
staged
go.
the whole thing. The dudes who came out eventually were like, "No, he paid us to do this." All this. So like, how are you supposed to be punished for coming up? Because like, they're touchy subjects. Being black, you already have like issues that they're already talking about. Being gay, you already have issues that they're talking about. You put them together, and then you're going to come up with a fake scenario where you got jumped by Trump supporters, which is already a touchy subject too. So you put all that together, you put that all together, and just come up with some fake bullshit stuff. The whole Chicago police department had to like come up with all this shit, all those resources they used. Like, fuck you, dude. Fuck you. That's the dumbest shit I ever heard of my. And like, I don't care about him that much, but like for them to do that and like him to get all this credit, like, fuck you, dude. Like he needs to go to jail or something for that shit. Something needs to happen.
He got
I don't know what.
he got arrested. He got sued.
The city of
Something.
Saturday
Chicago.
Night Live made fun of him.
Yeah, the city of Chicago
that's all
suing
that
him
matters.
personally. But
People
like,
won.
that was just such a ridiculous story. The best part about it is like nobody believed him from Jump Street. Like he walked into, like his apartment or hotel thing with the noose still around his neck, but like apparently he still had his Subway sandwich that he went to go buy and like it wasn't damaged. Like there's like dumb little.
He was like,
shit,
hold
like,
on, let me put this down.
First of all, it was Chicago in like the middle of February, so like 2 a.m. in the morning. It's like I don't know,
cold as
12,
fuck.
12 degrees. They're like nobody's walking around looking to jump people.
Yeah.
It's so cold that cars won't even start.
Yeah,
Like,
even
remember
bigots
this.
are like, we're gonna go inside.
like no, we're all set. I'll be
We'll wait
racist on my
we'll wait
computer.
until the spring.
Yeah, I'll be racist on my computer. I don't need to go out and just like the whole thing that he didn't get away with it, but like that was just such a ridiculous
You
event.
told me today I'm not political.
I don't think that's political though, is it?
Is it?
I think that's just like pure like. It is partially political. I do agree with that, but it is also just at the full time. Like you could have no politics involved, and just be like, "Whew, that was a full idiot."
Like how can you like what the fuck is wrong with you? Like this is not the time to be pulling this shit off.
Some people that are both African American and gay are having real problems, and you're taking
Right.
resources away from them for your
Exactly.
fake
There's
ones.
people who are really suffering from those things, and now people can't believe. Like you can only cry. All right, so different
the
people cry wolf,
crying
but you're
wolf,
crying
yeah.
wolf. But now people can't believe the people who really need it. Anyway, number 3.
Number 3.
Me?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm not even going to sleep tonight. I'm just gonna go right
Yeah,
to
let's
work.
just stay up all night. Let's just stay up all
Just
night.
gonna go right to
Are you
work.
just gonna cut the shit?
Pat
out of
still has
this,
to
or is
come
it gonna
get
be
me
4
later, and he's
hours
gonna be
long?
so pissed.
However long
Okay.
it is.
Well, my number 3 is that the world record egg beat Kylie Jenner out for the most liked Instagram photo. It was literally just a photo of an egg.
What
Love
a
it.
fucking dumb
Did
thing.
got way more likes than Kylie Jenner, and that's just fantastic.
Did
I
you
thought it was
know?
Do we all hate Kylie that much? Because
I love Kylie.
I really
love
don't
Kylie.
hate
I
her.
love
Oh.
Kylie. I think she's fantastic.
I couldn't
but
pick her
I just
out of the
think
bunch.
the fact that like a fucking picture of an egg got more Instagram likes is just it's fantastic.
That just shows how many people like actually dislike the Kardashians, and I'm not a huge fan.
I like the Kardashians.
I watch it
I
too
do
because
too.
Chelsea likes it. I don't
I do
dislike
too.
them, but I
Nah.
understand why people
Nah,
wouldn't
dude.
like them.
I don't
Nah,
even.
bruh.
I don't watch it
They're
because I don't
fucking-
have that. I don't have cable.
They
but-
are incredible. Like, say what you will, they're incredible businesswomen. Like,
Oh, they're the best at
they're,
marketing that there is.
incredible, incredible. And like, yeah, are they whores or whatever? Like, whatever
Oh yeah,
terrible
they'll
thing you
suck
wanna
every
say.
black dick that
Whores.
walks by.
Whatever you want to
Oh.
say, they're terrible. They are.
I hope that one
amazing
doesn't get
business
edited
people.
out.
No, there's no
Not
black
gonna be.
dicks that are safe when the Kardashians are around.
That should get.
Do you want to know a
edited
fun
out.
fact?
Why is that? Why would that get edited? Is that not the truest thing I've ever said on here?
What's your fun fact?
Kris Jenner
Uh,
banged OJ.
That's my fun fact.
Everybody knows that.
I genuinely didn't know this either. Supposedly on Twitter, that was tweeted that the egg was the most liked thing, and fans of K-pop
Oh.
Ooh, it fluckered when I said that. Of a K-pop group that is
BTS?
popular. BTS, yeah. Retweeted their tweets more to get them higher than it, and they won. So now K-pop BTS is higher than the egg.
On Twitter.
K-pop's dark if you get into it.
Ooh, I love running to it.
We can't get
Number
into
three-
the new
number
ones.
three.
Yep, K-pop.
Go
Number
right on
3,
ahead.
Jenna.
There we
Alright, you're
go.
on number
Wait, did I get
3.
a number? Oh yeah.
No,
okay,
I'm next. Wait your turn.
I forgot my number 4 because it was the same as Jenna's number 4.
Right.
That's right.
So we're on number 3.
Yes.
Okay. I had so many other listed, but I'm skipping. and
My
going to do
last
my
3 are
other
terrible,
ideas.
just so you guys know.
Can't wait.
So my number 3 is really sad, and it's Friends leaving Netflix because I'm really upset about
Rip.
it.
It's still
Where-
on there, though,
what's
isn't
it-
it?
Yeah, until
20
January 1st, 2020.
2020.
We got
I'm not a Friends fan.
one
It's not that I'm
and a
not a
half weeks
Friends
left.
fan. I just don't watch it. I'm sure I would like it if it's on. I just don't watch
It's
it.
one of those things you can just put on in the background.
Like
let
The
it
Office.
run, Yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
Or Parks and Rec.
Yeah.
Which is better than all of this.
Well, Parks and Rec's kind of like The Office. Same shit.
But they're going
You
to like
wanna
another.
Fight me about Gilmore Girls. We can have this argument.
We both know
I
I
love
love
my-
Gilmore Girls.
Yeah.
But Friends
I
is going
rewatched
to
it
another
in Norway
streaming
like the whole
network.
time.
Is it going to Hulu or
It's like HBO
Max?
Max. Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know what's the difference between HBO
I don't know,
and
I'm not
HBO
buying it.
They have
Max.
HBO Go.
I
they
watch
have
the Food
HBO
Network
now.
and-
They
I have
have
HBO
Max.
Go. That's
Oh, I
enough. I don't know.
Well, I think
There's
it's the
too
same
much
thing.
shit.
It's just depending on
All right.
how you're
Main
set
moral
up.
of the story: rest in peace, friends.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Number 3.
okay.
Pivot.
Okay.
Pivot.
Frick, what was my 3? I think my 3. Oh god, it's gonna circle back around. I almost feel like I should pick like a more fun one, but like I wanted to say like Greta Thunberg.
Okay.
Little climate change activist,
I
babe.
Do you think
mean,
she should have won Person of the Year?
Okay, I'm gonna add because that's my number
They're both-
1.
Yeah, both in
yeah,
agreement.
Jenna can talk more in depth about it, about the serious issues. Maybe
You educate me because I
You
don't
can
know
have
shit. Look at
have
me.
why she was great. That's what you want to talk about.
No, I just think it. I have like real serious like
Don't cry.
Hold it
like
together, Jenna.
like fear about like the environment. Like I feel like I don't do enough to
Climate change.
yes and like to protect the environment and climate change, but like I always think about it and like the world's just gonna end like one day.
Of course it is. Everything's gonna.
But I
end.
feel
I
like
mean,
it's
I
gonna
Greta.
happen like when we're alive.
I don't
Greta
think so.
is
If
here
you-
to change the game.
If you would like any information, it's probably not.
Scientist Kate.
I
says.
It's probably
I
not
know.
gonna end for a while.
I fully agree with all of her concepts, all of her the scientific views of it. I just feel like my friends get enough of that from me.
Sure.
Yeah.
You're not pushy about any of your opinions on anything.
Maybe it's just
You
people
never make me feel like alienated
Okay.
or weird.
So you
like,
should start pushing more opinions.
Okay. I mean, I won't put. I
All right,
won't
I'll
put.
turn that up then.
I won't push it here. Leave it. We'll
Next.
talk about it. We'll talk about it when Jenna's number 1. When we talk about that kind of stuff. Like when we talk about serious. My favorite thing, entertainment wise. Let's go like entertainment. I'm thinking pop culture. I'm thinking entertainment, not science, because science is my job. So when I want to be entertained, I like shut that down. I loved that when she won Time of the Year, our president tweeted about it almost like a jealous kid and was like,
She's angry.
"You need to
He's
chill.
a jealous kid.
You need to.
Yeah.
You need to chill out
Yeah.
and watch a movie with your friends." And
Yeah.
then immediately her Twitter bio changed to like just a regular kid watching movies with my friends, chilling out or something along those
Yeah,
lines.
she just like trolls anybody like high up in
And, like,
politics.
yeah,
basically.
and like who knows if it's her? Who knows if it's her like agent? Like not important. The funny thing it was such a solid burn. Like
Right.
it was just like he was like, you need to like do some normal kid things and like chill out and watch movies and stuff. And she
What do you
was-
think got her started? I know. I mean, we're running out of time, but like, what do you think? Like, cause
We're never getting.
We've been
out.
running out of time for like a half hour. So.
Yeah.
I don't know
mean,
anything about her, but like, it's so hard to take an opinion
How
from a
old-
13-year-old kid. You're like,
I don't
"Alright,
know,
what
she's
the fuck are you
13?
talking
she's
about?"
16.
She's 16.
Same shit.
So when you're 16, you're
Sophomore
sophomore.
in high school.
So by that time, I was already a vegetarian. I was always annoying my friends anyway with like, animals are being abused. The environment's terrible. Don't use plastic. Don't use bags. Drink
That's
out of
how you
reusable.
But not about birds or trees.
Birds didn't happen until college.
Yeah.
Trees was pretty early on. I think right away I was weird.
So, what, like, just give a couple of her facts real quick. I'm not gonna argue any of it because I don't know
move
enough.
on from Greta.
Well, you said it's your 1 and 3, but all you said is her winning time and the person here. Why did she
No.
win
My
time?
my thing was entertainment pop culture was her trolling the president of the United States. A 16-year-old child getting recognized for trolling the president of the United States. Like, how often can you say that at any other time, at any other point in history?
And it's even better that she's trolling Trump because people are so like hardcore. I don't care.
It was such a solid burn too.
And
It wasn't even like a crappy
politics.
silly burn. It was a solid burn, and I was like, whew, like entertainment wise, as far as things that I could read about and be like so satisfied by. Like, you can be satisfied by an egg beating the Kardashians. That's a reason to be satisfied.
Totally satisfied.
It's a silly enough joke that you feel satisfied at the end of it, and I just felt like satisfied at the end of like a 16-year-old child solidly burning comedically the president of the United States.
Agreed.
Right.
I felt that was like
you
a
guys big in the
And
politics?
she's not a
No.
comedian.
No.
None of us.
It's not like she's
But
a
I-
stand-up comedian
But
where
she
she's
has-
like,
yeah,
oh,
I
she's
think-
good at what she does.
Yeah, but I think it's her. She's bringing up the topic of climate change in a way that people haven't talked about it
like,
before
our
in the past.
generation,
I'll
like,
YouTube
we-
some of her shit because I really don't know what the
Yeah,
fuck.
but we, like, our generation has the opportunity to embrace the younger generation, whereas, like, the generations before us may not necessarily embrace us or embrace Generation Z, but, like, we have that, like, ability now, and we have that, like, power.
I care more about the climate than I do about animals. I'm sorry.
Well,
if you care
that's
about
all-
one, if you
it's
care about
one
one,
and
of them,
one.
Animals contributed.
Yeah.
Because like I take care of like the parks and stuff, and like I'm real into like.
Yeah,
do,
so
yeah.
it's
Shit.
all
It's
in
your
the
job,
yeah.
me personally, I'm a fan of baby steps. If you care about any of it, you're better than most of the people before you.
Yeah, I just like to eat.
My number 3 is the last of my like lighthearted ones, and then they kind of get a little bit more serious.
Great, can't
Oh,
wait.
mine gets silly.
You're never. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
My number 3 is
I gotta get my glass slippers. It's almost midnight.
an idea that
It's 10 it's 10
the movie Avengers Endgame came out. It was the fastest movie to $2 billion. It passed the Titanic.
That's bullshit.
Titanic was at
That's bullshit. Yeah, I agree.
2.18 billion,
I waited in line at Blockbuster for Titanic.
and it passed it in 11 days. And it's my number 3 for a couple reasons. One, movies like that and how much money it made changes what kind of movies come out. Nowadays, you look and it's either a superhero movie or a spin-off or a remake, and that's basically it. Because people want to reminisce or they want to know something. Spider-Man, I know what Spider-Man is, so let's go see that movie. So it changed the type of movies that come out, which sucks because I want to see more variety.
Yeah.
But it, but it also, like, they deserved it because they built, Marvel and Disney built this world around, what was it, the 23rd movie in the series?
I gave up on them. They just started.
But
I
they
got
did,
older and I just don't care.
but they did such a good job
I
to
don't know what I care about. now
do
that
me
I
a
think
favor,
about
shut
it.
the fuck up. Why I thought.
Let DJ Rickett spin.
So while they're building this world movie by movie, and you can watch all of them, and you can pick up on things that happen in previous movies and that are going to happen in the next movies, or you can jump in and jump out and jump back in and jump back out and still follow along, still be able to watch Avengers Endgame without watching the 4 movies
Superhero
before,
soap
as long
opera.
as long as you catch exactly. So they built this world, and you see the gross of the movies that they created. They don't hit $1 billion until, I don't know, the 6th or 7th movie, like maybe with the first Avengers or something like that. Like, so they changed the landscape of movies in more than one way. You know what I mean? And other people try to do the same thing, and it's not easy to create because, like I said, what was the first one? Iron Man, maybe? Something like that?
Probably Iron Man or Captain America probably started it.
And that was what? Oh, fucking 6?
Yeah.
I would say like
Oh,
probably
7?
2007, 8. Yeah.
I feel like people like really like.
They're in. Oh, they're all in.
The first Avengers and the first Guardians of the Galaxy, when everyone was like, "Oh, damn."
Right, and that's probably when they started passing $1 billion.
Yeah.
And Spider-Man came into it. All the Thors.
Black Panther,
Black Panther. Yeah, exactly. There's so much shit.
And
Ant-Man.
they've got the kids more than they've got us.
Aquaman. All of a sudden, like nobody gives a fuck about underwater.
Well, that's DC, but we're
Oh
talking-
yeah, you're right. But no, well, DC tried to do the Justice League and shit.
Right, but they didn't create the same world. That's what I'm saying.
No.
Like they tried to push too many in one because they tried to catch back up.
How many
you have
superheroes
to
do we
take your
need
time.
to save the world? We're talking about like just going vegetarian and
That's all you gotta do.
and stop using
No,
hairspray.
like,
we
Why do
don't-
we need to
do.
fucking?
The Area 51 aliens haven't busted out yet.
But like
so
pop
Right.
culture now, like you can't get enough. Like you have so much time to like invest in these things. Like you can't get enough. Like give me more, give me more. Let me stream this. Like give me
Right,
that.
and
Like
that's what happens.
yeah.
I've been deleting apps and shit off my phone because like I'm getting sick of everything.
What's your number 3?
My number 3, my number 2 and 3 are very close. My number,
Bang them both out.
Yeah,
Fuck
bang
it.
them both out. I think we're there.
We are
all
deep.
right. This one's really gonna suck for people who don't care. My number 3, or no, I'll do this as my number 3. My number 3 was Tiger Woods winning the Masters
Okay.
because that was just fucking great that he hasn't won it in so long, and he's the reason golf's popular, pretty much
Straight up.
anywhere.
Listen, if you were listening to us earlier, we love sports, all of them. We love all
I
of
know
sports.
all of them.
Tiger
But, like-
Woods.
Wait,
we
I know
love
about this
Tiger
one.
Woods.
But
we
like
know
he
their
won
stuff.
and then hugged his dad. His dad's dead. So now that he won, whatever
Wait,
it was, 12,
hold
Not,
14
not
years
at
later.
the same
What?
time. Like he didn't win this one and then hug his dead
But
dad.
then he walked up and then killed it, and
He
then
won.
killed his kids.
Can't talk
and
about
then he,
dead people.
Way back.
And then he
Only
like
Aunt
him
Betty.
like,
Aunt Betty opened the door.
Betty
and then he hugged his kids on the way out. It was just like such a cool thing that Tiger finally won the Masters again. I won like
And he wasn't
$500.
supposed to come back.
No.
He wasn't supposed to.
No.
do
No, he was plus like 700 or something. I don't know what I put on him. I was like, he's winning. It's just it was staged for him to win, and then he went out winning. It was incredible. It was such a good thing to see Tiger Woods win the Master again. Like he's the reason golf is golf.
Right. for sure.
And my number 2, you guys are gonna hate this. Oh my god, this is so funny. This was the best 2019. It just ended last week. The reunion is tonight. It's on right now. This was the best MTV challenge that I've
Oh,
ever
I
watched.
fucking love the challenge.
The challenge is so good. The War of the Worlds was the best challenge
So
that
good.
I've ever watched. The UK, I'd never seen so much backstabbing and like fucking over each other, but like somehow the worst team won because of like how selfish and snotty and greedy the US team was. If you're into the challenge, you know exactly what I'm talking about, but it was so satisfying.
So the team that wasn't backstabby won.
The team that wasn't better won because like the US had a way better team, but they started like chopping the heads off each other because they're so nasty and like backstabbing,
Cutthroat,
conniving, and cliques, and they were just a gross team, like mental, like
Right.
socially and shit like that, like cliques, and they fucked themselves so hard that the worst team won. It was the most amazing thing I've ever seen.
Number. What are we up to?
I'm sure.
Two.
I'm
Number
sure.
two.
I'm sure somebody out there in the
Number
world
2.
agrees with
Yeah,
me.
that's all that matters.
Coming
All you need
I'll
is one.
cheers it, but like I just mostly believe you more than I know
That's
that it's
empty.
true.
Jenna and Kate are about to
Can't
cheers me on the fact that My Chemical Romance is getting back together in 2020. So they did, they announced
I already have my
in
outfit
20
ready for the new Black
right,
Parade.
right. So they're getting back together. That's it.
Well, they're getting back together when?
in 2020. At some point, they're
So
going to
that's
go
a
on
story in
tour.
2019.
Can't wait.
They announced it in
No,
2019. This is a
We've
huge
been-
deal for any emo.
Yeah, we've been listening to Helena for a while now.
So
Yeah, I love My Chemical Romance.
moving on.
What's your
My
favorite
Chemical
My Chemical
Romance.
Romance song?
MCR,
I'm
man.
not okay. I'm not okay. Because you could just yell that shit in your room and you're 13 and you're like, I'm not okay.
Mine's The Ghost of You.
And your mom's like, "Shut up."
Yeah.
Yes, you are.
Fuck,
When I
don't know.
moved out of my house, I like discovered like old CDs and I was like, all right, I'm gonna put some of this
Where's
on.
My
It
My
was
Chemical
like,
Romance
It was like the
wristband?
used, and my mom was just like, I came out of my room and my mom's like, you all right? I'm like, yeah, I'm just listening to a bunch of stuff from when I was a teenager. She's like, yeah, I can see that. You okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm great. Like,
She's like, "You crying in there?"
yeah,
or?
you're all right in there. I'm like, yeah, I'm doing fine. Love it.
There you go.
But
Jenna
so
does-
My Chemical Romance is getting back together. Jenna and Kate are psyched. We can't wait.
I agree. Jenna was typing in more things. To her.
Jenna, number 2.
Okay, number 2.
Yep.
Quickly through your list.
Mine is like a broad spectrum of just women in pop music, specifically Ariana Grande,
And?
Lizzo, and
And
my girl Billie Eilish,
Oh,
because I am
turned it
obsessed
off.
with her.
Huh?
how do
what
you
about
feel
'em?
about Billie Eilish?
I have no beef with her. I just don't like her music.
William
Woo!
Eyelash.
Billie?
Yeah, I mean, I have nothing.
I don't know. I think she's just like so cool.
But
She
what-
just,
what about
today
that-
is her 18th birthday,
She's a baby.
Happy
and I
birthday.
think I think it's
didn't
really
know.
weird that I'm like 10 years older than her and I like idolize her. But
No, that's not weird. I feel like when people are talented and you enjoy their art.
yeah, I just
What
like
reason
think
is
if
there to
I was like
consider
that
that?
age, I wish I was that cool. And
So just
I
that
don't
they
know.
like they're blown up.
I wish that we had pictures
well,
of me
no,
when I
not
was goth
not
in that
specifically
age.
that they're blowing up, like what they stand for, like Lizzo, like her whole album is all about like self-love. Like at first I was like, what is this girl? Like I don't really
Yeah, but
get
it's
it.
all
But then
about
like listening
self-love,
to it,
yeah.
like I
It's
don't know.
empowering.
Yeah. And then Ariana Grande, her album Thank You Next, like the whole thing.
Same.
It-
Yeah.
I don't know.
Self-empowerment.
Yeah, self-empowerment is just like it's so relatable to like anybody or any girl that's like the same age as us. I don't know.
Agreed.
And then Billie Eilish, I mean, she's a lot younger than us, but I think she's also super relatable to anybody at any age.
Her
who's
voice is incredible. Her music is incredible.
and it's way different than any pop music that I think that is out on the radio right now that's mainstream. And
Okay.
I don't know. I think
Agreed.
I think people should give her a listen.
Yeah.
People think she's weird, but if
She
you
is
just
weird. She's weird.
She's weird, but in a good way. If you listen to her.
She's coming on next week, so.
Oh, cool.
Oh, on the
I'll be here.
podcast? Do it, dude. Great.
I don't
Kate?
know. I think she's really cool.
Number
There
2.
you go.
Oh God. Can I think more around on my number 2 and number
Sure.
1 so I can sort them?
Sure.
We need your number
I was gonna say
1.
like I can't decide.
No, my number 2.
Okay,
'cause,
okay.
It'll be Ev's number 1, but we'll skip him to get everyone else's number 1 first. So this is when my top 5 get kind of serious, because my number 2 is my 2 and 1 are also kind of relatively recent. Like I said, I'm not good at remembering stuff in the past, so they're recent. But my number 2 was the Afghanistan papers. So they were published by the Washington Post about how the war in Afghanistan and Iran was basically like unfounded. They kind of just went in and tried to start a war with no plan. There was a lot of unorganized stuff going on, money getting thrown around in places that shouldn't have been thrown around.
Politics, dude.
So, but
Evan said, we're not really into politics.
No, we're not. We're not. But
no,
it's like
but I think this is important, and here's why: because a lot of people might have known that you're in a war for 18 years
Yeah.
and nobody knows what the end result is,
Right,
and,
yeah.
but there was no proof of it. So a lot of times when people see things that they think are wrong, whether it's with the government or something else, it's good to get that realization that, yeah, I told you. The I told you so moment that you have with Kate all the time. To be able to say, yeah, obviously this was wrong.
Right,
Thank you for fucking acknowledging it.
right.
Like, because everything's so hidden. And nope, I was right. No, go fuck yourself. I was right. We're in this war for 20 years. You're fucking wrong.
Right.
Fuck you. And then it's like, but you weren't, and here's why.
Right.
So
Proof,
it's
yeah.
finally a proof behind.
what was the
what
proof? I
everyone
missed
was
What
thinking.
was the thing? There was no
Okay.
reason then.
Yeah, essentially.
Right, because usually to start a war, they have something happen like 9/11, so they need to get all the people on their side so they have a reason to go in. But there was nothing that happened that got them on the
Right, and there was no plan behind it, and there was no. They just wanted to start a war because
money.
was-
I'm sure it had something to do with money.
Right, and it brings the country together behind the president at the time.
Fuck
and-
them up.
Yeah. But like I said, I think it's more so because
I never
it's-
heard about that.
It's the proof behind it that this is what everyone thought. Now we know for sure because here it is. Ev, you did your number 2.
Yeah.
Do you want to do your number 2 now, or do you want to come back and do 2 in a row?
I got it.
You got it.
After leaving for the restroom, having someone ask you for your number 2 is like really funny. 2, I think I got it. I think number 2 for me is the response, not the actual Game of Thrones ending,
Okay.
the meme response to it.
Right, and that was kind of rolled all into mine. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
too.
yeah. It was like the people responding to how they felt about it. Like, for instance, there was like the one meme that was like the game of aim of Game of End of Thrones. Nailed it. I know. I tried. Let me tell you, it was harder.
Okay, for 3.
It was harder to say that backwards than it was to try and think about saying it correctly. Where it's just like Cersei's glass of wine popping up from a pile of rubble, and it was just like Game of End of Thrones be like, and it was like that, and like just that whole ending, and it was like tons of memes of like just like cats with their ears folded under a blanket saying like, "Tell Cersei it was me," and it was just like tons of very, very silly things, and it was just like the internet coming together to be hilarious and cracking the same crappy jokes about the same crappy thing all, and I just.
And again, I think it was also because people had the unrealistic high expectations. Where like how would they possibly meet those expectations?
Oh my god.
So
yeah.
either way, memes were going to be developed.
Yeah.
Yeah. No matter what, you were gonna get that like hilarious joke that was just like, for instance, that like screenshot of Amelia Clark, her face just like and it kept saying like it was supposed to be like an exaggeration of her making fun of Jon Snow, going like "my queen" and like making that like dumb face. Everyone reposted that. Like it was just like it was like a solid.
Right, they'll find
Evan
fucking
and
anything.
Jenna are like, ooh, who cares?
But it was like a full 2 weeks of me and all my friends that did watch Game of Thrones. So like
Love it.
Ivrie, Brianna, my roommate Lauren, like all of us just constantly
sharing all the
sharing, like DMing each other
That's
these
why
silly queens.
memes are great.
It went on-
memes are the best.
It went on for so long and it was so stupid and so silly, but it was so much the memes that followed it and the stupid inside jokes that followed it. So it was like you know that like classic meme of someone awakened and their brain lighting up, and then it was like a person whose brain is lighting up slightly more, and then like the zoom in of someone who's hyper intelligent with all kinds of like, they're laughing at me, coming out of the head. Like, you know that classic meme?
Yeah.
No, my favorite meme is just the dudes like this.
I wish you could show your face.
I know. I wish I could show it. It's a podcast. You can't really describe it, but it's just like a human skeleton with the brain lighting up more and more and more and more, and
Unreal.
each one gets further.
Unreal.
And it's like voting for Daenerys, the first one. It's like wanting Daenerys to win. Then it's like, oh, wanting Jon Snow to win. The last one's like wanting the Night King to win all along, and it's like brain circuits exploding out of everywhere, and it's just like this stupid.
And that's what makes it better. The stupid ones.
Yeah, the ones that make no sense to anyone. They're like, oh, that's just a brain lighting up at different levels of illumination. I don't know what the hell.
But
this
are
is.
we? Can we get to my number one?
All right.
Who's next?
Oh, was I last for number 2?
Are you last?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. Number
Baby
1, I'm sorry.
Yoda. Baby Yoda. I have never seen a
No
fucking-
reaction.
No, because I have never seen a fucking Star Wars in my life. I've never seen anything to do with Star Wars. Baby Yoda is so fucking cute. All I do is spend all of my time looking at memes of Baby
Yeah, I
Yoda.
follow you.
Do you? The internet is just exploding with memes of Baby Yoda, and Baby Yoda like
mandolin.
It's the mandolin. That's exactly it. Yeah. I don't know anything about Star Wars. I just want to look at Baby Yoda all day long. That's it.
I
Number
hear that
one,
show's like
Baby
not
Yoda.
that good too.
I don't watch it. I don't watch any. It just my time's limited.
It's cute.
Yeah.
It's relatable.
I need
it's my
something-
favorite meme.
I
And
need
on to
sharp.
Jenna's number one.
I'm into
Yes,
death. I'm into
I like it.
death.
Then
Baby
how do you
Yoda,
not watch
Jenna
Game of
number one.
Thrones? You're into death?
I'm just,
Do you
it's just
know
too late now.
how many
It's
people
just
die
too late
on
now.
there?
Yeah, I'm not.
The sooner the
Nah.
better. Get
Nah.
right in there. They
And-
die
and
right
then plus
off
I
the
don't watch
bat.
TV by myself, so it's me and Chelsea have to agree on something. It's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
You could just look at Baby
Oh.
Yoda memes on your phone. You don't need to watch TV.
Well, I follow you, so I see them all the time.
That's true. You could just if
Number
you
1.
Number
Oh.
one, we already talked about, so I don't have to bore you with it, but it was Greta Thunberg.
Yeah, continue.
So
Oh,
Kate.
did you have anything other that you wanted to add?
no, I think I talked about it all.
Okay.
Just like
environment.
What scares you
good.
about the Earth ending?
I don't know. I think about when I have children and like the Earth is gonna end when they're alive. I just have like this weird fear of that
I
happening.
think a lot of people do.
And like either we're just kind of like drowned to death from everything flooding, or everything's
The day
gonna
after
catch on
tomorrow.
fire, or like I don't know. I just have this weird thought in my head of that happening, and it's like terrifying to think about.
It'd
And
be
I
a
think if
terrible
we-
way to die.
Yeah, and if
Like
we
huge
have,
tsunami?
That's on our
and I
kids.
just think if we have people like Greta Thunberg or like young people who are activists about the environment, it's like a
There's
little
hope.
bit of hope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
I feel you.
in countries like that where she lives, just a real quick tidbit.
Where does she live?
Sweden. Pretty sure.
Somewhere up there.
Not that good.
Scandinavia.
Not that good
How
at
about
pop. Again, like let me reiterate, not that great at pop culture.
Right.
This was super hard for me.
Caitlin doesn't like anything that's
I know,
popular.
really fucking cool.
I'm so hipster.
I know.
I don't like anything that's popular.
I literally texted them earlier and I was like, I'm so worried about this pop culture because I'm such a pretentious butthole, and like I know, I'm aware of it. It's cool. You've done
number
it some-
one. Is that it? Number one.
Yeah.
Continue.
Anyway, we'll just move on. The pigeons.
Well, did you have something to say about Greta?
We're already past 3 hours, so fuck it.
It's really
Yeah. We're
You
getting
have
there.
to. You have to be.
Are we your
so,
longest?
just a real quick
Oh,
thing
yeah.
for America.
Oh yeah.
You should have a back.
We're like 240 right now.
You can edit this out. It's whatever. But just look at a little fun tidbit. Like if you're in a financial situation where you can afford to take, you can spend more money on vegetables and crap like that or whatever. Like it's super easy to be
Farmers market.
yeah. If you can afford a farmer's market, if you can afford grass-fed, sustainable, all that stuff that like I do. If you can afford that, it's super easy to be like, do these things. They're better for the environment. But like if you can't afford it, like if everyone was like, okay, we need to evacuate the East Coast, it's gonna cost everybody $5,000 to evacuate the East Coast. If you can't pay that $5,000, guess what? You're not getting through the border. You're stuck on the East Coast, and it's about to be underwater.
What about the traffic?
It's
Even
hard.
If you have money. I don't have $5,000.
Pretend we know a year in advance, but that to cross the border off the East Coast, it costs $5,000 because we now need to invest in our central states, and you don't have $5,000. Guess what? Sucks. I totally understand the financial difficulties of being living a financially.
There's a reason people eat fast food.
Yes, there totally is, and I think that getting people in the habit younger of just being more aware of their environment, like the earlier on you learn it, the earlier it is to revolve your lifestyle around it. To make it something that's just like part of it. Like it's like I eat black beans every night instead of red meat.
Right.
Just little dumb shit like that. It's just like you just get used to it. You don't even fucking think about it.
I don't eat that
anymore.
much red meat.
That's great. They're just the little things that you adapt into your life because they're something you were learned earlier on can make such a huge difference when it comes down to being like, okay, you can eat black beans every night for your entire life as a dinner thing instead of red meat. Or when you're 30, you can pay $5,000 to evacuate the East Coast. It's just those little.
I'm selfish though. I do it for health reasons, not because of animals.
If it's happening, it's great.
My number one
Yes. Move on. Move the fuck on.
is it happened today. Impeachment.
Yeah, I don't even know.
Did it? Did it happen?
It did happen today.
But
So what's
like
that mean?
for real.
Yeah.
It's-
So is he not our president?
No. He still needs to be. He was impeached. He still needs to be.
It has to go
He has
through
to go to the Senate
court, right?
for trial.
I'm
Right.
Not gonna
Yeah.
hold
I know
my
it's a
breath.
big deal, but like
This
I said,
was-
I'm just so.
Yeah, I mean, it's not
This
gonna get
was
to the
on my
Senate,
list, but then I was
I mean, it's
chosen not to
happened-
go political, so
It's happened. It's happened twice.
yeah.
This is the third time ever.
Yeah.
So I figured it had to be.
It was a George Bush or
But,
Bill
like-
Clinton for getting topped
Wait, is
off.
that-
and
that's
all
your
that.
number
Didn't,
one?
Like he
That's
got
number one.
impeached, but he wasn't. Like,
Andrew
kicked out of
Jackson
office.
back in 1868. Who cares? And then Richard Nixon because he cheated.
Right, but he resigned
Yeah,
before he got
resigned, yeah.
impeached. So
All right, that's cool.
I only know that because I watched Good
baby
Morning
steps.
America.
yeah.
Real quick.
Uh-huh.
I'm not gonna do any more environmental stuff. I
No,
just want to say for the fact
we're
that
into it. We're just gonna save it for the next time.
my number
I wanna get
one,
into it. Go
my
ahead.
number one was not anything environmental. It was
Sure.
those fucking pigeons that people put hats on. In Las Vegas.
Las Vegas pigeons with hats. That's the shit. 2019.
Did we skip your number one? Did I skip
I
it?
started to talk about it, and then if you give me a platform to talk about pretentious shit, I'll fucking
Would you
talk
eat a
about
bird?
it.
No.
I've eaten chickens.
No.
But chickens are like kind of fake.
Not with a
Oh.
cowboy hat. She would
Chickens are
never eat a
dinosaurs.
bird.
Are you asking me if I would eat like a bird that
A
I?
pheasant, a quail.
I don't
a
know what
duck.
the fuck a quail is.
I guess.
Quail
I mean,
man?
They're
if they were
quite
sustainably
Doug Funny?
sourced, yeah.
Just so you guys never seen
But, like,
Wedding Crashers.
If someone put a quail in front of me and they were like, "You can eat black beans or you can shoot this bird," I would eat the black beans.
Ghost.
How's Ghost?
What do you think's going on here?
What's your number
tonight?
one?
My number one
Oh,
is
it's getting weird.
how Jeff Epstein killed himself,
But he didn't.
and
God, I forgot
and
about
then the news media's everything, and it just disappeared.
Was like they were like he committed suicide.
Oh.
In other news,
Yeah.
Yeah.
How
There's
he
a traffic
how he
jam on
died, and you know
995.
he has a book of secrets with all these politicians and all this nonsense. He kills himself, which obviously he was murdered in a cell for and it just disappears.
Yeah, he was on suicide watch, right?
Yeah.
It's like he's on
there's-
suicide watch, and then suddenly,
And there
he
was
killed
cameras
himself.
and guards that were supposed to be taking laps,
Yeah.
and
Clearly,
all of a sudden,
he was murdered because he has too much information, which I understand. Like the politicians are, powerful and shit like that. The Clintons have linked to a lot of murders, or I'm sure there's a bunch of other shit. Like it does happen. I don't act like it doesn't happen. Like Game of Thrones is still going on, House of Cards, all that shit. But like the fact that the news media doesn't pursue the story shows that either CNN or Fox or whatnot is just paid off, and like they're like, all right, next.
Oh yeah, for
I'm
sure.
like,
Well, they're owned by fucking
all of it.
Yeah.
So it's just
they're
like,
either paid
Yeah.
off or they're one of the ones on the list.
right.
Yeah.
Fucking
like is,
Rupert
is
Murdoch
Trump?
owns
And like I
fucking-
said, I don't know much about politics, so I'm talking out of thing. But like, is Trump not showing his taxes from the last 10 years more important than the Clintons having a guy who's in prison about to go on trial get murdered? Not more important?
Well,
All of it.
We'll see
all-
when the FBI
all-
hacks into my phone and
I was
kills
say
me.
all of it
They're
is.
already listening.
podcast
Oh,
is
yeah.
on the list.
Sitting right
I was
here.
gonna
Yeah.
say all of it is shitty people being shitty.
Well, that's not, the classic politicians have the classic saying, and then I'll just that's why I don't vote. That's why I don't care about anything. Like the whole don't throw rocks at living in a glass house. Like all the politicians don't talk shit on someone, but like motherfucker, don't act like you didn't do the same sly shit that everybody else did. Like you cheated and clawed and got your fucking way up top just like everybody else did. These are all shady fucking scumbags.
I always fall back on the whole phrase that like the people that want the power the most, people that crave power the most, people that like for sure shouldn't have power. You should. It's not realistic, but it's super funny thought. Just like spring it on someone you think is great, but like don't let them have any say in
Like,
it.
boom, you're president. And they're
Yeah.
like, what? And
Like,
you're like,
boom.
yeah, you're president.
Like Bill,
It's you.
You're
Bill-
a cool dude, so...
Bill
in.
Nye, you're head of EPA. Like go for it.
I
You
think The
freaking
Rock
got
should
it.
run for
Like,
president. Good. Do your
I was
top
gonna
five.
run for
He's a
president.
saint. He's an angel.
Do you guys have the list of your top 5 that you're able to rattle through all 5 right now? You want to do your whole 5 to 1?
I'll
all
try
in
to
a row.
remember it really hard, but you guys go first.
Okay, my 5 was the what order did I do this in? The black hole photo, the dark crystal, the egg beating Kylie Jenner, My Chemical Romance getting back together, and Baby Yoda.
Jenna.
Mine was White Claws, Game Changers, and
Lana,
the
get
whole
down,
vegan
Jesus.
trend. Friends leaving
Lana.
Netflix. Women in pop culture music, so like Ariana Grande, Lizzo, Billie Eilish, and then number 1 was Greta Thunberg.
I totally made mine up off the top of my head, but
There was pigeons.
Greta, black
There was
hole,
Greta.
pigeons.
I was gonna say like I really liked the whole like we'll do like 3, 2, 1 because like my first 4 and 5 like no
It didn't matter.
we weren't listening.
You
anyway.
said something about a farmer's market. I know that.
I know.
I
I was
said
gonna
something about
say
Roller.
I like
No,
the
I
whole.
thought
I
you
like.
said you
I
were
like.
alright,
I like
Spider.
the whole push of like people wanted to look authentic on Instagram, being like, "I support all these things," but yeah, they just
Is
both
that
looked-
number 6 or?
They looked
They
looked
Jenna and I
annoyed at
just
that.
looked- Jenna
For
and
one,
I
all right,
just
cool.
looked at each
They-
other.
Don't
concerned.
follow InstaHose starting now.
Yeah, unfollow Creator of the Woods.
Unfollow Creator of the Woods.
She's full of
Run, run.
The difference is that like they both
Run.
they both looked at their lists on their phones, and I didn't. I just made myself.
Because you have a razor.
Yeah, you're authentic and
No,
original.
Kate's real cool.
It's a
She
fucking
doesn't
iPhone.
prepare.
It's an.
I only get
iPhone.
emails on this.
Kate
Listen.
scrawled this on a paper from 1973.
I'm waiting for my pigeon to come drop off my scroll of my list of top 5.
no smoke signal.
That
All of these.
The
I
raven's
carved
here.
into this
The
wood
raven
that
is
I
tapping on the
got.
door.
Do you guys remember at the very beginning of this podcast when I was like, I'm gonna be the easiest one to pick on? It's for a reason. It's because I don't fucking make any sense. It's fine. I get it. It's fine. I have the same iPhone as you guys, but we'll
Kate?
just pretend it didn't
Hey,
happen.
Kate.
Just mine has no internet.
I know my number 3. Jesus.
Mine's only an iPod.
Kate, I told you so. I told you
Thanks.
so.
Top 3. Right. Greta Thunberg.
Sure.
We care about the environment, obviously. Don't laugh at me. Jenna is. Number 2. The camaraderie of making fun of the end of Game of Thrones. The memes.
Yep.
Number 1, those freaking pigeons with the hats on because like
Yeah,
birds.
baby cowboy.
Hashtag birds. If you guys get a whole bunch of comments that are like hashtag birds, you're welcome. It won't happen, but you're welcome.
Yeah, Bird Box. I thought Bird Box was
I'm gonna
overrated.
I'll just
birds.
Ivory 100 comments.
Hashtag
Bird,
birds.
bird, bird,
Hashtag
bird,
birds.
bird.
Hashtag birds.
Yeah, that's
Hashtag I love birds.
My number 5 was a black hole image. My number 4 was a terrible Game of Thrones ending. My number 3 was the Avengers Endgame and the world that was created around it. Number 2, the Afghanistan Papers. Number 1, impeachment.
My number 5 was not quite sure.
Oh, but we made
I was
fun
gonna
of
say,
Kate.
you're making fun of her.
Did we
Yep.
have to sum this up? Like, can we just move on?
My 1 was
Oh my God,
Jeff
that's
Epstein. My number 2 was the challenge. Number 3 was Tiger Woods. Number 4 was Area 51, and my number 5 was I forget. Guys, We love you.
No. Do we have to do?
I swear to God, it's their fault.
This is our last episode of 2019. We will be back in 2020.
3 hours.
Kate,
Not with Kate.
Kate,
Jenna Gall or I.
Kate, Jenna, and Ivrie.
Never again.
We'll just cut this into like 4 episodes. We'll be good. For
Yeah, it's gonna be
a
one full episode about Jenna talking about climate change and Billie Eilish.
We appreciate you guys coming on. We appreciate all the listeners.
Thank
We
you.
love you guys. Subscribe and rate us. And we'll be back in 2020. It was a good year.
Yeah,
We finished off with a bang.
that's right.
You guys can split this episode up into 2 weeks.